and our grounds for removal from the side of the company.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Good afternoon, Enrolled Tribe ICC family, as we get set for 3 games this afternoon here on Let's Go ICC TV.com, the Red Channel. And our first game of the day is going to be the winner's bracket game between number 3 ICC and Jones County. Now, Jones County won the coin toss last night. They will be the home team on the scoreboard here between ICC and Jones. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action. And Jeremy, day 1 of the tournament, Mother Nature won day 2. Round 2 here on day 3 should be equally exciting. We had 2 great ball games to start this tournament.
We really did, and I think this is the matchup everybody thought we would get and was quite frankly hoping we would get. The number 3 and 4 teams in the country, 2 teams that are really similar. This is a matchup that we saw earlier in the season in which ICC was really successful. 2 talented teams, 2 teams with national championship aspirations as well. Should be a really good one, and I don't think that you can underestimate the fact that Jones is the home team. That is a little bit of an advantage here, even though obviously this is in Itawamba. Really excited about this one, and we're going to get a lot of matchups between these 2 teams inside the game that are going to be really interesting to see as well.
Absolutely. We'll look over the Coca-Cola starting lineups in between innings, but before we do that, we're going to take another break and hear a few words from our sponsors, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here on Let's Go ICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your starting lineups for Jones Community College Lady Bobcats. At center field, number 23, Kelsha Lofton. At shortstop, number 14, Taylor Murray. Third base, number 16, Emily Robinson. Number 4, second baseman, number 12, Callie Venable. Your DP is number 20, Hallie Donald. At first base, number 24, McKenna Sykes. Catcher, number 30, Faith Denton. Right fielder, number 18, Grace McCleskey. Left field, number 22, Sarah Brock. Flex player, number 7, Carly Perk. Head coach for JCC is Chris Robinson. Is assisted by Katie Durham, associate head coach Bob Harrington. And now, your starting lineup for the ICC Lady Indians. Center field, number 7, Corey Child. Number 15, Mick Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Conley. Right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. And at first base, number 30, Macy Cox. Shortstop, number 21, Bailey Springfield. Left field, number 10, Hannah Williams. Pitching in the circle for the Lady Indians, number 3, Olivia Burns. At third base, number 2, JoJo Vasquez. At center base, number 9, Madison Carr. Your head coach for ICC is Andy Kirk. He is assisted by Cammy Hall and Carrie Simmons. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lady Indians, Lady Bobcats, let's play ball.
This broadcast on letsgoicctv.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out of your Sunday afternoon to join us here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. 3 games coming your way this afternoon here as we got basically round 2 of the MACJC state tournament after yesterday's rain out, and we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Jones. And as we talked about it, Jones, they won the toss last night, so they will be the home team here in the first game of the day between ICC and Jones. The Renaissance Bank opening pitch comes across at 12:58. A 12:58 Renaissance Bank opening pitch. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. So waiting the second pitch here, and it's going to be high for a ball. In the circle here in the first game of the day is going to be Carly Perk for Jones County. And Jeremy, I know you've got some Sonic stats on Carly.
She's been outstanding this year. Give you those after this pitch here.
That pitch paints the corner for a strike. 1-2 now is the count.
Carly 18-2 on the season, 1 save, 13 complete games, 113 and 2 innings pitched, 75 hits, 32 runs, 16 earned, 38 walks, 140 strikeouts, averaging 8 strikeouts per game. There's 141 on the season. She's given up 3 home runs and an ERA of .99.
So much like the start she had last night, 3 quick strikeouts to start the game there, and she gets one here
Number 15,
to start it.
Meg Sullivan
For Corey Childs, that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout. And now this is going to bring up the number 2 batter. This is going to be Meg Sullivan. Sullivan shows bunt, pulls back, but takes it for a strike. So Carly filling up the strike zone quickly in this one.
ERA for Jones this year, 1.2. ICC hitting .318. Obviously a really good matchup between two teams that do so many things really well. And we talked about Meg Sullivan. She got that big hit to give ICC the lead, hitting .429 on the season. 4 home runs, 30 runs batted in, and none bigger than those 2 to give the Indians the lead against Pearl River on Friday afternoon.
Of course, during the regular season, ICC came away with 2 wins at Jones. So Jones got a little bit of revenge on their mind here this afternoon. Ground ball is going to be to the shortstop. A slow roller. Throw over is in time. Nice play there to be able to get the second out of the inning. Let's take a look back at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay.
Yeah, good pitch inside. She got jammed, and Taylor Murray did a good job to come up. Sometimes you see a lot of these shortstops that wait back on it, and you give the runner an extra step or 2. That time Murray came and charged the ball, fielded it cleanly, and that was the difference in her being able to get Sullivan by a step.
So now with 2 outs, this will be Samantha Conley coming to the plate, the catcher. She hit her first collegiate home run of her career, and the Indians 8-2 win over over Pearl River to advance to this game today. And she's been swinging a pretty good bat this season.
Hitting .344 on the season. You mentioned that 1 home run. She's got 35 RBIs. She hit it so well, you thought she hit it to left field.
I did. She hit it so hard it could knock me off my axis.
It hit that hill out there in right field. She got an absolute hold of it. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen this tournament.
Swings on this one, and it's going to get through and out to left field for a base hit. Nicely done that time by the freshman out of Louisiana.
Pitches on the outside corner, and so many times these hitters, your first instinct is to try to pull the ball. Conley being a left-handed hitter, there's a little bit more of a hole there between the third baseman and shortstop. She's able to take the pitch the other way, gets the barrel out on it, serves it out there, and gives the Indians a 2-out base runner.
So a nice job getting that 2-out hit here. Now this is going to be Mackenzie Piper, the right fielder, coming to the plate here for the Indians.
Opponents only hitting .200 against Jones this year. We talked about the numbers of ICC hitting .318 as a team. Something's got to give, certainly, as we get deep into this ball game.
So once again, Perk doing an excellent job filling up the strike zone, getting ahead of the batters. That first pitch going for a strike. Change up, hangs up. 1-1 now is the count here on Mackenzie Piper.
She's hitting .331 on the season, no home runs, 26 runs batted in.
She's the pride of Pell City, Alabama, trying to spark its 2-out rally to extend the inning here for the Indians. Top of the first. Swings on that one, and it's going to get through. Nicely done that time. Right on cue by Piper.
That pitch had some late tailing movement. You'll see here on the replay, and Mackenzie Piper does exactly what Sam Conley did. Just get the barrel out there, go with the pitch. She hits it right back up the box, a little bit to the right side of the second base bag, and all of a sudden, what you thought was going to be perhaps an easy 1-2-3 inning for Perk. Lady Indians come back with a couple of base hits, and now you got a runner in scoring position. A little trouble now for Perk.
This is Macy Cox at the plate. Takes that first pitch outside corner for a strike. Macy out of Troy, Tennessee, a freshman.
She's having a great year, 350 average, 16 RBIs. Got a 425 on base percentage, too.
That pitch, beautiful on that outside corner. Perk making a living early on that outside corner.
And that's going to be key. The strike zone, obviously, is it going to be a little bit wider for both of these pitchers or a little bit tighter? So far, it's been a little bit wider. That certainly was well outside, but how that is going to be called, particularly when these pitchers try to go the outside corner. Right-handed dominated lineup mostly for ICC.
Yeah, and a nice job on that throwaway pitch that time, as you saw Cox almost pull the trigger on it. So now waiting the 1-2 offering here. Swung on and missed for strike three, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning and get out of the threat. Good job that time by Perk.
Terrific pitch on the outside corner. That one was actually going to be a strike if you don't swing at that pitch, it would have been strike three on the corner. So, how that's going to be, as we mentioned, how that strike zone is going to be called on the outside corner is what's going to be really big, especially to these right-handed hitters for both of these pitchers.
Well, let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with Jones, who'll be coming to the plate. Jones comes into this series with a 44-3 record, and here is their Coca-Cola starting lineup. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Keisha Lofton. Batting second, playing shortstop, will be Taylor Murray. Batting third will be the Emily Robinson. She'll be playing third base. Batting fourth, playing second base, will be Callie Venable. The DP today will be Hallie Donald. She will be batting fifth. McKenna Sykes will be batting sixth. She'll be over at first base. Playing catcher, batting seventh, Faith Denton. Out in right field to be Grace McCleskey. She'll be batting eighth. Sarah Brock will wrap things up, batting ninth, playing in left field. And the flex player will be the pitcher, Carly Perk, for Jones. And now for the Coca-Cola starting lineup for your ICC Indians. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination. And Coach Kirk hopes he has this winning combination put together today. It'll be Corey Childs in center field. Meg Sullivan will be the offensive player. Samantha Conley will be catching. Mackenzie Piper will be in right field. Macy Cox will be at first base. Bailey Springfield will be batting sixth, playing shortstop. Hannah Williams will be in left field. She'll be batting seventh. Olivia Burns will be batting eighth. She'll be pitching today. And batting ninth will be the third baseman, Joanna Vasquez. And it'll be Madison Carnes, the flex player, playing at second base. So Olivia Burns getting the start here this afternoon. And she is tied right now for the most wins in the season, along with Bailey Springfield at 19. Came in, picked up the win yesterday, trying to get things started for the Indians here on Sunday.
Give you some stats on her when we see this first pitch to Lofton. She's, as you mentioned, at the time for the most wins, has had an outstanding season.
That first pitch across for a strike for Olivia Burns.
Burns 19-2 on the season, does have one complete game, 126 2/3 innings pitched, 83 hits, 32 runs, 26 were earned, 52 walks, 99 strikeouts. She averages 5 strikeouts per outing. She's given up 2 home runs, 1.44 ERA. Indians 1.58 team ERA. Opponent 4.68. And you look at this Jones average, Adam, 355 on the season hitting average. So both these teams pitch really well, both hit really well. That's what's going to make this a really fun matchup.
Shows bunt, Paul pulls back, takes it for a ball, 2-1 now is the count. Now the NJCAA does their rankings very uniquely. They don't do it at end of the year ranking. So they won't have any more rankings coming out after the rankings that are set now. So ICC will finish the season number 3 in the country. Jones will finish the season number 4 with games left to play. This pitch fouled back and evens up the count now at 2-2.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Why end up basing your final rankings on what happens in the national tournament? But I guess that's a story for another day. You and I've talked about that before. Lofton having a terrific season, 392 average, 2 home runs. She's got 25 RBIs, but where she is really dangerous is on the base paths. She is 56 for 57 this year, a lot like we talk about Corey Childs. If she gets on base, she's that that table setter and can move around and give the Indians a chance to get runs. That's what you got to do if you're ICC. You got to keep Lofton off the base paths, because when she gets on, you can just about put her on second base.
That pitch up high. Now the count goes full at 3-2. A lot of crowds still making their way out to the ballpark. Absolute beautiful day for softball here. Temperatures expected to creep into the low 80s. Should be a few, if any, clouds in the sky all afternoon. Much better than what we had yesterday.
Yeah, that was not going to happen yesterday.
Swinging strike 3 and a big-time strikeout there to start the game for Olivia Burns on the rise ball. That's a Renaissance Bank strikeout.
100th strikeout of the season for Olivia. And there's one issue with Olivia. Her command is not maybe as strong as what we've seen from Betty Springfield or even from Carly Perk. She's got to make sure that she doesn't go to a lot of those 3-ball, 2-strike counts. Won that battle, but certainly hoping to get some good command, and there's a good start here at this at-bat.
Yeah, change up across for a strike, and once again, we talk about it, Jeremy, a lot of times. When you get that change up working for strikes, it really, really helps you as a pitcher and keeps these batters on their heels.
Yeah, try to pitch backwards to this really heavy lineup for Jones, and that certainly can give you a chance, because you're looking at Taylor Murray, and on the year, Murray, 336 average, their team leader in home runs with 10. She's got 59 RBIs. That leads the team as well, slugging .702, which is also a team leader.
So 1 out in the inning. 0-1 is the count here to Murray, the shortstop. That pitch paints that inside corner for a strike. 0-2, quickly ahead in the count now is Olivia Burns. Different setup than what we saw in Game 2 last night. Is it 1-2? Excuse me, 1-2 is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside corner, just not there, just missing. Good spot that time. But yeah, umpire last night was set up almost evenly with the batters. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you read my mind, because that's what I was talking about too. I mean, I don't know how you can accurately call that pitch on the outside corner to right-handers. Well, that pitch is pretty easy. That's down the middle. But if that pitch is on the outside corner and you're the home plate umpire and you're set up with the right-handed batter, like you see here, I don't know how you can accurately call that pitch on the outside corner. Now, you live right there on the inside, they take it all day, it's not going to be a problem, but we know that's not going to happen.
Big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout once again for Olivia Burns, her second of the game, 2 away now. And this is going to be Emily Robinson, the third baseman, coming to the plate, trying to do like the Indians in the top half of the inning, find a 2-out hit. Rips one, and she does it. Nice stop over there at third, a hard hit ball to the third baseman. Just not a whole lot you could do with that one there. And that's going to go for a single, as JoJo blocked it up and kept the runner at first with a pretty good job of popping up in a hurry and getting over there to track the ball after it bounced off over.
Yeah, Robinson hitting .424, showed you a little bit there. I lied to you earlier. I said Taylor Murray had the team lead in slugging percentage. Actually, Robinson does at .800. And you can just see, just jumping on that first pitch, Burns comes with a fastball inside. She turned on it, and you mentioned, good job by Vasquez to keep that from going into the outfield.
Change up, waited on it, but fouls it out of play towards the basketball courts. 0-1 is the count. This is the second baseman, Kelly Venable, at the plate.
So Venable on the year, 382 average, 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in. We just keep talking about the averages for really both of these teams. It's so impressive.
Fly ball, and it's going to, just drift foul. If that does not move about a foot to its right, it drops fair, and it's going to score a run, so a break there for the Indians.
Good job to take that pitch to the other way. You're going to see, I think, both Park and Burns try to go away from the righties and into the lefties. It's been the calling card really all year long. Both pitchers like to pitch outside anyway, so you'll see certainly some outside pitches to left-handers, but I think to the righties you really want to go outside. And once again, we're looking at the home plate umpire, who is basically standing right behind the right-handed batter. So if you go in the outside corner and it's close, I just don't know how you can be able to accurately call that one way or the other.
Once again, that outside corner not there, Jeremy, right on cue. Good-looking pitch.
It really was, and perhaps that pitch is a little bit outside, but I think you could at least believe the home plate umpire a little bit better if you're getting the umpire at least standing right behind home plate.
So 1-2 now is the count. Pitch coming, ground ball, and it's going to sneak its way through. A base hit there, so much like the Indians did, and now they've got her in a rundown. Excuse me, hold on, we'll have to cut back out of this replay, and the Indians get a break there after the runner gets in a rundown. So it'll go for a single for Venable. Then you've got to go 9-4-5 on the putout, and a good job by JoJo winning that foot race back to second base. So Jeremy, just a miscue on the bases there for Jones, ends the inning.
Yeah, Chris Robinson, the head coach, also coaches third base, immediately pointed himself, said, look, that was my fault, my bad. Shouldn't have sent the runner. Killed an inning there for Jones, but you're right. Both teams get a little two-out magic, but can't get a run in. Both pitchers able to skate. We got a good one. It should be a lot of fun the rest of the day.
We've played one. We're scoreless. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Getting set to start the top of the second. Scoreless here in Fulton between ICC and Jones County. For those that are watching, maybe just now joining us, they determined the home and away team by a coin flip after the opening round of the playoffs. Jones is the home team. Not a mistake there on your screen. So Jones is the home team. ICC, the visitors, despite the game being played in Fulton. And it's going to be Bailey Springfield leading us off here on the top of the second, and she fouls this one out of play for strike one.
So both teams get a couple of hits with 2 outs after it looked as though both pitchers were going to be able to cruise through. And that's what's going to be so fun about this one. You got dominant pitching all year against teams that really hit the softball. And the give and take for 7 innings really going to be very interesting. And you look at Bailey on the season, we talk a lot about her in the circle. She had a solid year at the plate, hitting 300, couple of home runs, 20 RBIs.
1-1 is the count here as Bailey leading us off with no outs in the top of the second. Can't catch up with the rise ball, 1-2.
So you can certainly be somebody that can help on the base paths. And I think we always talk about getting the leadoff runner in every game is important. I think in this one's going to be really important because you got a couple of base runners for both teams that are lightning fast that can really get around the bases and like to steal.
Springfield looks in that one. Ooh, a good-looking pitch, and that one caught a ball. Once again, that outside corner a little questionable. 2-2 now is the count here on Springfield. Springfield, Williams, and Burns due up here for the Indians in the top of the second. Change up, hangs up. 3-2 now goes the count.
It's a really good at-bat by Springfield. You just want to push the at-bat as far as you can, as long as you can, run the pitch count up, and just get Perk a little frustrated. We saw Bailey get a little frustrated on Friday at times, and that forced her to not pitch maybe as well as she normally does.
This pitch popped up. Second baseman coming in and can't make the play. Well, a diving effort that time. It's going to drop for a base hit. One of those just kind of put it in no man's land. Good effort over there at second. Just a tough play and couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, Callie Venable, I think she just didn't read this off the bat as clearly, and I thought it was going to actually be hit a little harder than it did, so I don't blame her at all. But she got a bit of a late jump and then made a great effort. Just could not get it to squeeze in her glove, and it's a huge break there for ICC. See what they try to do on the base paths or what they try to do, perhaps drop a bunt down.
So that pitch missing for a ball. That's the third hit of the game for the Indians as Springfield reaches on that. A lot of people may argue a error on that, but
no way.
Making a diving catch. Yeah,
no
diving
way.
attempt. No way on that one. This is Hannah Williams at the plate, the left fielder out of Philadelphia. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball, snap throw down. Oh, would have been in time at first, but the throw in the dirt gets away, and good job by the right fielder. Doing what you're taught, come in and help out your first baseman. Kept the ball, got it quickly back into the infield.
Yeah, and those plays, too, are going to be huge. If you make some of those small mistakes like that, that could lead to a big inning or a run. Hannah hitting 264 on the season, so wouldn't be surprised, even still with a 2-0 count, hitters count, to still try to keep the bunt on.
So 2-0 pitch coming. Runner goes, swung on, throw down is in time. Look at that on Little Caesars instant replay. Yeah, just a good throw that time by the catcher. And the shortstop really didn't have to move her hands on that one.
Little surprised. Bailey's 2 for 2 on the year. A little surprised it was a straight hit and run. But, ICC's 138 of 50 before that attempt on the season. Jones 138 out of 48 on the year. So both teams are going to be aggressive on the base paths. They've been doing it all year. Sometimes it doesn't work. And unfortunately for the Indians, they run themselves out. But you're right, a really good throw there by Denton and a good job out there at short by Taylor Murray to pick it up and apply the tag.
Yeah, a little bit early on, you saw Jones kind of get in trouble when they tried to be a little aggressive on the base paths, getting a run down. ICC trying to be aggressive early that time. Jones coming up and getting the throw out on the steal attempt. So now there's one out in the inning. Count goes full here to Hannah Williams, 3-2.
Another quality at bat, though, no matter what happens. You run the count full.
So the 3-2 offering coming. Slow roller to the third baseman. Gets it, throws it over in time for the putout. And now 2 away in the inning.
Really good pitch there by Carly Perk. It's low and away. Not really much you can do with it. If you're Hannah Williams, it's kind of what you do. You stick the bat out there. It's close enough that I think you have to hack at it. And unfortunately, instead of that being a foul ball, it's a ground ball to third base. But, boy, how big is obviously Bailey getting thrown out now? You clear the base paths. I'm not sure they would have been able to get Bailey at second base there.
So this is Olivia Burns at the plate. Takes a healthy chop at that first swing. Comes up empty on the rise ball. 0-1 now is a count with 2 outs.
She's hitting .346 on the season. Doesn't have a home run, but does have 16 RBIs.
So 0-1, 2 outs. Perk in the circle. This pitch popped up. It's going to stay in play. First baseman is going to come up and make the play. So after getting the runner trying to steal, Jones gets the 3-up, 3-down inning there. And ICC, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Nicely done that time by the Bobcats to get out of the inning with no damage done. We'll move to the bottom of the second. Before we do, we'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless between ICC and Jones County, number 3 versus number 4 in the country. And this game so far is living up to all the billing as expected coming into this contest. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. The Red Channel, we do thank you for joining us here on your Sunday afternoon. We do want to give a shout out to all those that are watching in favor of Jones County this afternoon. Also mention that our thoughts and prayers are with the SID of Jones. Sean Wansley, he's got some family members not doing too well, so Sean was unable to make the trip up here. Know that we've got him covered here in Fulton this afternoon. So it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for Jones, and that first pitch a beauty, but at the outside corner still not there. It goes for a ball. As it'll be Sykes, Denton, and McCleskey due up here for Jones.
Kenna Sykes hitting .361 on the season, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. This Jones team on the season has hit 47 home runs. You look at ICC, and they've hit only 10, so obviously there's a power discrepancy, but from an RBI standpoint, pretty even as well.
That pitch in the dirt skips across for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count here to the first baseman, Sykes. Fastball inside corner across for a strike. So Jones, you're going to have to adjust. They're getting that inside corner. Not getting the outside corner is Burns, so you got to know if they're going to throw strikes, they're going to have to be a little bit more in on the hands.
Yeah, Burns is pitching a little bit more inside than I anticipated, at least early, but she's had, you're right, more success inside, and there it is again. And she has when she tries to go away, particularly against the righties.
2-2 now is the count. No outs in the inning. Excuse me, this is actually Hallie Donald due up here. This is Hallie Donald, the DP. I see where I made a mistake and actually credited a hit from one of the ICC players a while ago that way. This pitch fouled out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. So it's actually Donald, Sykes, and Denton. So this is Hallie Donald, who was the hero of the first game 2 days ago with that 2-run home run that was in and out of the glove of the young lady out in left field.
Yeah, that was the talk of the tournament day one, and may still be, depending on what we see the rest of the weekend. That was incredible, and she came up with a huge hit to really get her team going.
Slow roller to the third baseman, Vasquez. Throw across the way, and it is not in time. Actually says pulls the runner off the bag, so that's going to be an error on the play. So an E5 puts Donald on. As the throw, the umpire showed the motion to pulling her off the bag, so a break there for Jones. Tough one for ICC.
Yeah, not a hard hit ball at all, and Vasquez did a good job to move over, but unfortunately, it just didn't carry enough in the throw. I'm not sure even if she makes a good throw that she gets her, but you know, didn't unfortunately give Macy Cox a chance over there at first base, and so you get the leadoff error, much like we saw the leadoff single from ICC in the last inning.
And now this is going to be McKenna Sykes, as I was trying to say she led off the inning, but it is now Sykes at the plate. Corners of the infield is going to come in, anticipating a bunt in this situation. She didn't show it, so one of those situations would be a lot braver than I am to be on the infield right now. That pitch up high. 2-0 now goes the count here to the first baseman.
And if you're Olivia Burns, you got to keep your composure here. You've already got a base runner on, not your fault certainly, but you fall behind 2-0. You can't walk her here and put Sykes on first and have first and second, nobody out. You got to be able to win this at bat.
Change up, it falls across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count.
That's a big time pitch. You're thinking 2-0, you're going to get something with velocity down the middle. She decides to go change up on the outside corner and gets that call. Really good pitch by Olivia Burns.
So 2-1 is the count. There's no outs and a runner on first here, bottom of the second. Inside pitch, a little too low. 3-1 now goes the count. So Burns, a little bit of a hiccup here after the leadoff error.
Yeah, danger time here. I mean, Sykes can certainly really hit. We talked about it hitting 361. She's got 4 home runs on the season, so she's got some power. Can't just groove it.
This pitch is going to be popped out of play, and now the count goes full at 3-2. So a nice job by Olivia coming back to fill up the count here. Got to find a way to win this battle.
That pitch was a little bit towards the outside part of the plate, and Sykes just missed it. A really, really big break there for Burns. But you're right, now you're back in this at bat. Strikeout would go a long way if you're Burns.
3-2 pitch coming. This one lifted. Left fielder going back to the wall, makes the squeeze on it on the warning track. Now they're going to throw it in, and the throw in time. Double them up there for the Indians.
What a throw, what a play. I'm a little surprised you're trying to tag and put her up into second base. A good job there, first of all, by Burns to make a really good pitch. Sykes got just underneath it, as we see there. And a nice job by Williams to go back there in left field. Made a good, strong throw all the way to second base. And a nice job to apply that tag there by Springfield. And, boy, just as we talked about, you know, there's so many key moments and momentum swings, and that's one of them in favor of the Indians.
And there's a changeup across for a strike. Boy, we have seen some great defensive plays by both teams already. My, oh my, what a ball game we've got in store for you here to start the contest. A big-time double play there toward the second out of the inning. And that pitch, ooh, good-looking pitch, just a little too low for the umpire's liking. 1-1 now is the count.
You got Faith Denton at the plate for Jones, hitting .319 on the season, a home run, 13 runs batted in. Only 3 strikeouts in her 69 at-bats, so obviously really, really good handling the at-bat. Only 3 walks as well, so she's not exactly the most patient hitter, perhaps, and already down to the count 1-2.
2 outs in the inning. Great crowd making their way out to the ballpark here for this top 10 match, actually top 5 matchup in the country. 1-2 pitch coming. That outside corner missing for a ball. 2-2 now goes the count.
It's another one we talked about where you're trying to get on the outside corner, go away from the righties. Had some late movement, just did not catch the strike zone.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. Bottom of the second. Pitch coming. This one's going to be a flare out to right field, and this is going to drop for a base hit. Extra bases here. Are they going to try to go for 3? As this one's going to be hauled in, and now they are going to try to go to 3. And the throw is not going to be in time, so that's going to be a triple there for Jones.
First triple of the year for Faith Denton, the catcher. And how big is that double play now? This just kept slicing and slicing and slicing, and finally went away from the right fielder, Mackenzie Piper, out there, and Denton able to come on. Chris Robinson didn't hesitate at all, was going to send her all the way. That's at least 1 run that Jones has just cost himself in this inning.
So that triple, a big hit there. Once again, a 2-out hit here. Both teams doing pretty good with 2 outs. This is going to bring up the number 8 batter. This is Gracie McCleskey, the right fielder. Fastball in on the knees for a ball.
358 average, 4 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Got to be a little bit careful here. You do have 2 outs. It's the one good thing, so you don't have to give in if you fall behind in the account.
So 1-0 is the count. Change up, and it's a beauty across for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Boy, living dangerously there. That one just floated right across the plate.
It did. She kind of hung it a little bit and got fortunate that McCleskey just let it go by. But good pitch, just really dangerous batter to throw it to.
So 1-1 is the count. That fastball low and inside again. 2-1 goes the count. Boy, the Indians, if they can find a way to get out of this inning with no damage done, it would be huge. Jones, however, wanting to keep this 2-out rally going. They got their first 2 hits of the game with 2 outs in the inning. A hit here would be huge. They did a push across and run. This pitch fouled back out of play. And now 2-2 goes the count. You see the crowd out there in left field trickling over into right field. Standing room only here in the grandstand area. Expect a great crowd out this afternoon for a beautiful day of softball. Change up, hangs up, 3-2 now goes the count.
That was a big pitch on 2-1. It was a pitch where she comes right down the middle. McCleskey just missed it, and you miss up high with that one 3-2. This is what I was talking about. You don't have to give in here. You've got the 2 outs. You got first base open, so you can be a little more selective from a pitch standpoint.
In there, strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout for Olivia Burns to get out of the jam.
Or you can come right at her on the inside corner where you've lived all day, and McCleskey just was frozen. I think she was thinking you're going to get something away. But Olivia Burns, as I talked about, has pitched a lot more inside here early, and she's had a lot of her success against the righties doing that, and a big-time pitch to get out of that jam.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a good one brewing here in Fulton. Scoreless after 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the top of the 3rd inning. Jeremy, when we shoot highlights or new replays in a game, we typically have around 18 to sometimes creep into the low 20s of highlights. Well, we're starting the 3rd inning. We've already got 12 replays already. That just tells you how great this ball game is.
It does. It also tells you the talent and how evenly matched these 2 teams are, because their mistakes have been the same. Some base running mistakes and some mistakes where then you see a hitter get the hit and you think, God, if we didn't make that mistake, that's a run. Both pitchers have been able to wiggle off some a jam. So this has certainly been really, really impressive to start, no doubt.
Nice job once again by Perk to start the inning with a strike. This is Joanna Vasquez at the plate. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up. Vasquez, Childs, and Sullivan.
Vasquez hitting .304 on the season. No homers, 13 runs batted in.
Takes that pitch high and outside, evens the count now at 1-1. Well, all I know is some of the parents cooking for the ICC softball players here in game one. That grill smells amazing.
We also get tempted because we can see all the smoke coming this way too.
So the 1-1 pitch to Vasquez, swung on and missed for strike two. Just a great atmosphere for softball.
It is, and that pitch right there is where Perk really excels, especially to those righties. You get a velocity pitch, you could see the late movement away. Pitch is not a strike, but batters think it is, and they're just not able to catch up with it.
1-2 offering coming. Vasquez fouls this one back to keep the at-bat alive here.
Perk actually missed her spot there. She was trying to throw the same exact pitch, but left that one really over the heart of the plate, and fortunate that Vasquez only got a piece of it. But I would imagine she's going to continue to live out there. And once again, you see where our home plate umpires set up.
So 1-2 now is the count. Vasquez leading us off here. That pitch high and outside, evens the count at 2-2. Not a bad spot to miss. See if you couldn't get her to chase one.
And certainly when you get that pitch on the outside corner, you want to go the opposite field. There's a big gap in right center. Lofton playing dead center. But the right fielder for Jones, Kleski playing way towards the line.
Hard line drive to the shortstop. Easy play for the first out of the inning. Nice job over there at short for Jones.
Yeah, Taylor Murray just able to get down on it. It's a hard hit ball, and fortunately for Jones, it was hit just right to Murray. She didn't really have to move that much. Get that lead out runner. That's the big thing for both of these pitchers. They both in the second inning allowed leadoff base runners. Didn't hurt them, but well, you feel a lot better, even as talented as these pitchers are, when they do get the leadoff hitter out.
Well, this is Corey Childs at the plate. She struck out swinging in her first at bat.
Talked about Corey hitting .338 on the season, but such a good base runner. She can get on base for the Indians.
Lays the bunt down. Third baseman comes up, throws over, and it is in time. Got her just by a step. Nice job that time, anticipating the bunt by the third baseman, and the quick throw gets the out.
You said it. Emily Robinson thought she was going to lay a bunt down. She charged and got there immediately after Childs laid the bunt down. Got her by a step. If Emily Robinson doesn't anticipate that and come immediately before the pitch, Childs is standing on first base, and we're talking about her stolen base numbers, which are off the charts. And then all of a sudden, Coach Kirk has a chance to really do some things on the base paths.
Well, this is Meg Sullivan at the plate. Takes that first pitch, I'm guessing low. Looked good from up here for ball one.
And I was going to say, Meg, just we talked about her average too, slugging .622.
And there's just a line drive play over to third base. Let's see if we just happen to get that one on the switch. Another nice play over at third, as that one just robbed a base hit of Meg Sullivan, and a good job once again.
Well, all you could do is hit it hard somewhere, and that's exactly what Meg Sullivan did. Unfortunately, hit it right to Robinson, who made a couple of nice plays in that inning, and that's what Perk needed, a quick 1-2-3 inning. It's what Olivia Burns needs in her half of the inning, too.
We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
So you took Little Caesar's Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price, and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor guy. Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Get a large Little Caesar's Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's tailgating 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the third inning. Scoreless here between ICC and Jones County, the first of 3 games this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Of course, our next game coming up will be a first elimination game of the day. It'll be between number 10 East Central and Pearl River Community College. That will be coming about 20-25 minutes after the conclusion of the game here between Jones and ICC. So this is going to be the 9-1-2 batters due up. This will be Sarah Brock, the left fielder, to start things off here for Jones County.
Brock hitting .379, a home run, 18 runs batted in. Really good pop at the bottom of that lineup. And now forgot to mention this. We talk about now you're going to get the second time through for both of these lineups, and I'm really going to be interested to see how differently the pitchers pitch and what adjustments the hitters make as well, because we've seen some trends early. Be curious to see if those trends remain the same or if there's an adjustment both ways.
That pitch fouled off on the slap hitter. 0-2 now is the count. Well, Jeremy, we talked about it a little bit, but man, this atmosphere is just great. You see some fans playing catch out there in right field, the grill's going, you got tents all over the place. This is what a conference tournament should feel like.
No question about it. Obviously, you mentioned it, a top 4 matchup. It's going to obviously bring some people out. Good day to do it as well. You got 85 and sunny, and it's, believe me, 85, and should be a real good day for softball. And as I said, this I think is the match everybody wanted to see, everybody thought we would see. And
they're going to say the batter was out of the batter's box when she made contact, so 1 out now on the play, so that out actually credited to the catcher. And then we go back to the top of the lineup now in Lofton.
And that's the rule that's new this year with those slap hitters, and that's why I still continue. Probably won't see as many slap hitters in the next few years in softball as we have seen throughout.
Yeah, and it's a rule that needed to be made. I mean, there's a lot of times you saw people that would take off running and basically hit it out of the hand of the pitcher sometimes.
Yeah, Ichiro style in the big leagues.
So this is Lofton at the plate. She struck out swinging in her first at bat. This is a change up across for a strike. Evens with the count now at 1-1.
So important for both of these pitchers to keep Lofton and Childs off the base paths with the way they steal and just the tone that they set. And if Burns continues to be able to keep Jones off balance, she'll be in good shape.
Bunn is laid down. Burns gets it, tosses it over for the putout. Nicely done that time by Olivia to defend her position.
And that bunt just came right back to her and didn't really have to do a whole lot. So a break there. I'm a little surprised Lofton would try and drop that bunt down. And she's obviously a really great hitter. But a good job by Burns, and she's trying to duplicate that easy third inning 1-2-3 that we saw from Carly Perk.
And this is Taylor Murray now at the plate, the shortstop. She also struck out. She struck out swinging. She was the second of 3 Renaissance Bank strikeouts as that first pitch across for a strike. Of course, we talk about Renaissance Bank. We remind you that Renaissance Bank here to serve you for all your banking needs. Over 70 locations throughout the Southeast. Visit them at renaissancebank.com. That pitch. Ooh. Well, I react that way, though, Jeremy, but that's just not been there all day. That umpire's not giving that outside corner.
It's not, and pitch is probably maybe a little bit outside, but again, we keep talking about it. I mean, we belabor the point, but I don't understand why, as a home plate umpire, it's the only level I see that.
Yeah.
At the high school level, I see the home plate umpire right behind home plate. At the college level, I mean, I don't understand why we've seen umpires at this tournament stand that way on the inner half when you're with a right-handed batter.
Inside pitch for a strike, even the count now at 2-2. Nice job by Burns coming back to even up the count here. So 2 outs in the inning. In case you think your screen's messing up occasionally, that is not the case. There's just smoke from the grill coming across your screen. 2-2 pitch, change up, hangs up. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Jeremy, I don't know if you're a batter in this situation. If you see any pitch tailing towards that outside corner, you just take it until he starts calling it a strike.
Yeah, you just have to sort of hope that you get the call, no doubt.
And that's going to be low for a ball, and that's going to be the first walk issued of the day for either team. And that will put Murray on with 2 outs in the inning, and it's going to bring up Robinson to the plate.
Yeah, this is where you got to be a little bit careful for Olivia. You certainly don't want to pitch scared, but Robinson is the big bopper on the team, so to speak. I mean, 56 runs batted in, hitting .424. She's got 8 home runs, too. So Olivia's going to have to be careful.
Change up high, quickly looking the runner back to first base was Conley. Runner thought about going on that one, thinking it might have got away, but a good job by Conley, climbing the ladder and keeping that one in front of her.
Big gap out there in right center, really shallow, but is Mackenzie Piper in right field as well. A little surprised by that.
Once again, that outside pitch going for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Emily Robinson. She did single in her first time up, but she ended the inning when she was thrown out trying to advance to third on a single by Callie Venable. One of those great defensive plays we've seen from both teams this afternoon. 2-0 pitch coming. And that one's up high. 3-0 now is the count. So right now, if you're Burns, May just want to take an extra step or two away from the rubber and catch your breath.
Yeah, she's going to do that. This is what you can't do. You can't start issuing a lot of walks. You've already got Murray on first. Now you got Robinson, and you've got to really make sure that you get pitch in there. But you got back-to-back walks now and a runner in score position in this lineup. There's no easy outs. It's going to be tough throughout, and now you're going to bring up a hitter that's also had a good year, 35 RBIs, Venable 382 average. So for Burns, she's lived off of one jam, and now she's going to have to get through another one.
So Coach Kirk wants to come out and talk to the Indians here. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey, my name is Aaron, and I'm in Asia Pacific University right now, which is in Beppu, Japan. Now, I never would have got here if I wasn't from ICC, which is the gateway to the world.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back. No changes made there for Coach Kirk. Just want to go over defensively what to do in this situation. ICC flirting with a little bit of disaster here in the bottom of the third. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Callie Venable coming to the plate. She singled back in the first. 5 straight pitches, none of them locating the strike zone right now.
So now she's struggling to get that changeup. That had been sort of her safety pitch where she got into a bit of a jam. She could get it over and get ahead. Now she has lost command of that one. She's used it to fall behind, and she's struggling to get her fastball over too.
This pitch fouled back, keeps the count now at 1-1. Well, right now ICC would love to see Burns do her best Houdini act to get out of this inning with no damage done here. Of course, we do know that Bailey Springfield is set to go if needed here in Game 2. Also, Macy Cox, and ICC's got about 5-6 pitchers they can go to. And that pitch, just an all-speed pitch, waited on it, found it out of play. 1-2 now is the count. Good job mixing up the speeds and location.
Yeah, now that's the change that we talked about. She got it over, and she had struggled with it a couple of bats previous to that pitch. Now you're ahead 1-2. Now you got Venable maybe out in front of it a little bit. Probably going to see something on the outside corner, although she's pitched really well inside.
There's that outside corner, still not getting those calls. Either team is, though, whenever I say that. So the umpire's been consistent on that outside corner of the plate when it comes to right-handed batters.
Yeah, I think that pitch was an inch or two off the plate. A good location, though. Now you're at 2-2. Burns has been really good coming inside to righties.
And there's strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout for Olivia Burns to get out of the inning with no damage done.
Well,
and you called it.
That's exactly what I thought you would see right there. She goes outside 2-2, wants to get her to expand the zone, then comes right back in. I would say most of her strikeouts today, Adam, have come on that very pitch on the inside corner to righties, and a big job there to get out of the jam.
That's her 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank as we'll take a break and be back with more and move to the top of the 4th, scoreless here between ICC and Jones County.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to go here in the top of the 4th inning. ICC and Jones County scoreless for ICC. It'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up. Samantha Conley, Mackenzie Piper, and Macy Cox. Conley, Piper each with a single in the contest. ICC with 3 hits. Jones with 3 hits. But nobody able to get anything going to push the balls across the board.
And you talk about the second time through the lineup. That's something that I think is a really big deal, particularly in a game like this, and how these two teams adjust to it. The trends are pretty simple. Carly Perk's going to pitch on the outside corner with a lot of velocity, no question about it, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Burns has been a little bit more willing to pitch on the inside corner, especially to those righties. We saw her get out of that jam by using that pitch to Venable. How does Jones adjust to that? Maybe they back up in the batter's box a bit. They just eliminate the outer third of the plate. And if you're ICC, you have to figure, okay, we're going to eliminate maybe the inner third of the plate because Perk is basically going away from every batter we have.
1-1 pitch coming. That outside corner just missing. 2-1 now is the count.
And if there's one sort of issue with Olivia, as I mentioned earlier, she doesn't have quite the command we've seen from Bailey or even from Carly Perk. So she's going to be maybe in a little bit more of a precarious situation control-wise, but did a good job to get out of that jam.
This pitch popped up. Center fielder is going to come over and make the play for the putout for the first out of the inning there. Thought that one might have had a chance to drop, but just found its way into the glove of the center fielder.
Well, you've got an outfielder like Kelsha Lofton who's got such speed. She can move over. That was Sarah Brock's ball, quite frankly, the left fielder. But Lofton just has, and obviously center fielder's got command. If she says she's got it, everybody backs off, and Lofton covered a lot of ground to catch that fly ball.
And that first pitch across for a strike, and that's one thing we can't talk about enough right now for Carly Perk, Jeremy, is the fact that she does a great job getting ahead of batters, staying ahead of batters.
She does, and that if you're ICC and you're constantly down 0-1, it's going to be a little frustrating and also really tough. And sometimes, too, you may have to make an adjustment. Say, okay, look, she's going to constantly put the first pitch in the strike zone. Maybe be a little more aggressive and attack it, see if you can get some pitches in the zone that you can drive to the outfield.
There's a ground ball, second baseman, easy play, toss over for the putout. 4-3 for those of you that are scoring at home to retire Piper. 2 away now, and that's going to bring up Macy Cox.
Right now, ICC just doesn't have a lot of really good swings off of her. They're just not barreling up anything. Perk's been able to move the pitches in and out of the zone. That time she did come inside and got Piper to jam it out to second base. Mostly it's been away.
And Cox taking a rare early swing. That may be an adjustment that we see the Indians start doing.
And I think you may have to. She's been able to pump strike one in there with the Indians kind of taking it. You may have to be a little bit more aggressive on some of these first pitches.
That pitch outside corner across for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. So that's kind of where you do. If you swing and miss, now you're going to lay back and just darn if you do, darn if you don't.
Yeah, she's dialed in right now. She's really got command of all of her pitches, and she's really in a rhythm, too. Look how quickly she gets it back, gets the ball to home plate. Pitching well, you feel good. Pitchers, hey, can't wait to let's get back on the rubber. They're struggling a little bit. Like we talked about Olivia Burns, you want to walk around, you want to, kind of take a look at everybody else and just relax. But right now, Carly Perk is pitching extremely well.
This pitch fouled back out of play. Don't know why our main camera has went dark on us. I know there's a little bit of clouds in front of the sun, but maybe to move out some slow-moving clouds is what's got it thrown off a little bit. So I do apologize for the dark view on this straightaway camera. 1-2 offering. And it's going to be hit, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Nicely done that time by Macy Cox.
Well, that's a pitch, a breaking ball in the outside corner. You get a look at it, and Cox does a good job to recognize it, wait on it, keep her weight back, and then accelerate through. Got the barrel on it, and most importantly, she took the pitch the other way. She went where the pitch was located. If she tries to roll over on that, she's either going to pop this up to center field or probably even pop it up to right field. Instead, she gets the barrel on it, goes with it. A 2-out hit, and even if the Indians don't get anything in this inning, you just feel like, okay, finally we at least got a hit off of her again. Perhaps that could lead to something in the next couple innings.
Springfield swings on this one, fouls it back as the sun peeks out now from some of the clouds, almost Lion King-esque the way the pitcher came in a little bit better that time. Yeah, that's right. I made that reference. I'm a big kid. Pitch foul back for strike one.
I think you got your answer about the camera.
Yes.
Obviously that was it. It was the clouds, no question.
So the Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally here. Macy Cox over at first base. That pitch a little outside and up a little bit. 1-1 now is the count. Remind everybody, stay tuned. Coming up next is going to be East Central Pearl River in the first elimination game of the afternoon, or of the tournament, I should say. Of course, a day late after the rains washed us out yesterday. ICC baseball, if you're looking for it, it's going to be on the Hines channel. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. As this pitch popped up, second baseman going over and will squeeze it for the putout to end the inning. So the Indians, once again, can't get anything going there in the top of the fourth. We're going to take a break and be back with more scoreless between ICC and Jones.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back now as we get set to move to the bottom of the fourth inning, scoreless between ICC and Jones, and it's been everything we thought and then some, Jeremy, so far here through 3.5 innings of play. For Jones, it'll be the DP, Hallie Donald, McKenna Sykes, and Faith Ditton, the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here in the bottom of the fourth.
20, Hallie Donald.
Start to think about these pitchers and which one may blink first, and both of these lineups which came in with just gaudy numbers, at least up to this point, of outside of an inning where maybe they've gotten a couple of 2-out hits. They've just been really quiet and really good pitching. You know, they say the old adage, good pitching beats good hitting, and we're seeing that today.
That first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Donald. She reached on a error in her first at bat on a bang-bang play, and it pulled the first baseman off the bag. Change up, falls off the table just a bit too soon. 2-0 now is the count.
So you look at Hallie Donald, 370 on the season, got a 448 on base percentage, and Olivia has not been maybe as consistent with strike one.
And that one missing now. 3-0 is the count. So now we're starting to see Burns labor a lot more than she was earlier in the contest.
We are. She's lost a little bit of her command back in the top of the fourth inning, or she's back in the top of the bottom of the third inning, and she was able to get out of it. That trend continues, just continues to put herself in jam after jam, and eventually we see this Jones team, like the ICC team, they just are going to keep coming at you in waves.
That pitch across for a strike as Donald was taking the whole way now. 3-1 is the count here to Hallie, the DP. Change-up hangs up, and that change-up has just disappeared from her repertoire.
It has. She's not getting, the ability to throw it in the zone.
Number 24,
I think her
McKenna
arm
Sykes.
motion just kind of leaving her a little bit, almost like she's slinging it rather than pitching it. And you issue a leadoff walk, and now you're going to get courtesy runner, Simone McKinney. And this is where Jones can start to maybe do anything that they need to. And
number one.
You're in a situation where they can really be selective. They can try to swing away here. They can try to bunt, maybe hit and run. A lot of options, and if you're ICC, you got to defend a lot of it.
So McKinney will come in to run, and McKenna Sykes will come to the bat. So getting deeper in the contest, bottom of the fourth, Jones trying to make a move here, see if they can get something manufactured. That pitch called a ball or a strike?
He didn't motion, so he called it a ball.
He called it a ball. Wow.
McKenna Sykes, her motion seemed to me like she was upset that he called it a strike. But
yeah.
I don't know if she just misheard what he said, but it clearly was a ball. He didn't motion for a strike. But going back to the point I was talking about, McKenna Sykes, you look at her 361 average. She's only struck out 11 times all year. She has 22 walks. She handles the bat really well, so that gives you an idea that maybe you could see a hit-and-run type just put some pressure on the ICC defense.
Runner goes, ball popped out of the mitt of the catcher, so they're still will put the runner in scoring position here for Jones. A big-time play there for the Bobcats.
Yeah, now you're going to see if Olivia Burns can pitch. This is going to be the biggest jam of the day for her. Runner at second base, nobody out. Can she minimize? And you just got to worry about the hitter at the plate with Sykes.
Now for Jones, do you drop a little small ball, get her on over a little bit more? Fastball missing. I don't think you do until Olivia starts consistently throw some strikes here. You just stay there and watch.
Yeah, you're looking now at a count where certainly very hitter. I doubt she gets the green light.
And that pitch across for a strike. Looked up that time, but the home plate umpire a little generous on that one there. 3-1 now is the count.
I would imagine she gets the green light here. One of your top hitters in terms of batting average. Something to the right side if you're Sykes. That's what you want. Middle to right is where you want to put this softball.
So the 3-1 pitch coming, and that's what she does. She lifts it, trouble. And it's going to drop for a base hit. Are they going to try to score the run? They're going to leave her at third. Good job that time by the center fielder, Corey Childs, to quickly get that one in. Couldn't get to it, and Jeremy put it right where you said you needed to put it that time. And now runners on the corners with no outs. Jones threatening here. And looks like we may have another runner come into this situation.
Well, there's a lot that was really good on that pitch. I thought Burns made a pretty good pitch. It's 3-1. Pitch is not a strike, first of all. Sykes is able to still kind of lean over and just serve this one into right center field. And a good job there by Childs to read it off the bat really well. Move over into the gap and get the ball back in so that you can't get the run home. And you got a speedy runner over there now at third base in Simone McKinney. But this is the jam we talked about. First and third, nobody outs. And Olivia, which is just, she's just not been sharp and just not been as strong with her command. Now you're in real danger zone as we get even deeper into that lineup.
So now this is going to be Denton as Hasty came in to run for Sykes over at first base. That pitch inside for a strike. I think that's where she's got to stay. She's going to make it a living inside.
No doubt about it. You got Faith Denton, who handles the bat pretty well at 313. You've got a really good left side of the infield if you're ICC. Maybe you try to get her to roll over and hit a ground ball to third, and you get her cut down the run at third. Or you get her to swing over the top of it like that. She could absolutely use a strikeout. It would be the biggest one of the season so far.
She's got 4 of those Renaissance Bank strikeouts so far. 0-2 is the count here on Faith Denton. She had a triple in her last at-bat. Indians would not want to see her do that here. If you're a Jones fan, though, you'd love a repeat of that at-bat. Outside corner, missing for a strike, missing for a ball, excuse me. Not a bad spot to miss.
Yeah, just trying to get her to see if you can chase kind of a waste pitch there. Maybe also, too, try to see if you can get her to expand the strike zone. Wouldn't be surprised to see her come back and try to bust her inside on a 1-2, which is where she's been successful all day.
And that's what she does, but fouled off. Nice job finding a piece of that one. Conley just couldn't hang on to it. And so now the count stays at 1-2.
And if you're Jones, I think that's where you have to make the adjustment of maybe moving back just a little bit. Give yourself more room on that inside corner because Burns has struggled away. You may have to eliminate middle third. Just focus on the inside pitch.
This pitch fouled straight back out of play. We'll stay at 1-2. That one over the top of us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. If you'd like to find out how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College, whether it be building funds, scholarships, or more, visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. Change up, runner goes. We'll get the stolen base as that ball in the dirt. And easy stolen base that time for Hasty. And now, boy, a base hit could be really big here for Jones with 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, if you're Burns, you've got to find a strikeout here. If you give up a run, that's okay. You got to get an out. But, boy, you could really use a strikeout here and just try to give yourself a chance to get out of it.
Foul ball pulled down the third base side, so we'll do it again here. Nice at bat going on by the catcher, Faith Denton, trying to find a way to push across the first run of the game, scoreless.
And this is the same approach now. I think your approach has to change. It's the same one we talked about, from Sykes. You got to be able to basically go middle to the right side to advance the runners.
And that one's going to be down for a base hit. It's going to score 1 run. And the Indians quickly relay it in, and Jones gets that hit they've been looking for there, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Of course, if you get a mistake pitch, which is what she got, then you're able to hammer it good. That's a terrific job to recognize it out of her hand, wait on it, sit back, keep your hands back, and then power through and bring the barrel. That's a great piece of hitting and a terrific at-bat for Faith Denton, who's had a great day at the plate, a triple and now an RBI single. And certainly 1-0. There's still a lot of this game left, but you just feel like that's a really big run with the way that Carly Perk is pitching.
Absolutely. So now another runner coming in is going to be Brianna Hasty.
Coming to the plate, number 18, Grace McCleskey.
Runners on the corner, and this is going to be McCleskey. Jeremy, big jam here, still no outs in the contest.
Yeah, 14th RBI of the year, and this is what we talked about again. You get a courtesy runner at first base. You can still do some different things on the base paths as well if you're Jones. But Olivia, just get yourself into trouble. Those leadoff walks always tend to come back to haunt you, and that's exactly what we saw.
Well, the Indians need to find their first out of the inning. That's the key right now. As that pitch up high, Conley doing a good job of springing up and get that one. Of course, the Indians don't have anybody getting loose in the bullpen. That's because their other pitchers are actually in the infield right now. Bailey Springfield is the shortstop. Macy Cox is over at first base.
Yeah, I was wondering if just how much longer Coach Kirk is going to stick with Olivia inside the circle.
That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Really surprised that Jones hasn't already put the runner in motion to put her in scoring position, because you feel like the Indians aren't going to try to throw down with a runner over at third. So 1-1 is the count. This one fouled back. 1-2 goes the count. Good inside location on that one. McCleskey doing a great job of fouling that one back.
And in the previous at-bat to Faith Denton, Olivia did a good job. She came inside a couple times, didn't just got enough of it a couple of times, and then they tried to go with the changeup on the outside corner to really mix it up, and Denton just able to wait on it and hammer it.
1-2, and they're going to try to throw down, cut off short. Thought that was strike three, but called a ball.
I did too. I thought the voice inflection of the home plate umpire was strike three. Of course, I thought the pitch itself was on the inside corner, but apparently
that was a very strong bark for a ball.
It was. And so here we go again. Again, your approach has to change. It's middle to the right side.
This one popped straight back out of play.
And you see Corey Childs, the center fielder now. She moves because the runner is at second base. She now moves a little bit more towards the right center gap. Mackenzie Piper playing a little deeper right field. That line down the right field line is, boy, if McCleskey can go that way, she could run for days, and there's a huge gap in left center.
So the 2-2 pitch coming. Outside corner, missing for a ball. That one looked to be up.
Yeah, that pitch is definitely outside, and now you're in a situation, you got first base open, but you walk her here, you load the bases, and then we get to the very 9-hitter, and then all of a sudden the top of the order. This is just danger zone here for Olivia. I'm not sure how much longer she's going to stay in the circle if McCleskey gets on base.
Swung on and missed for strike three. A big Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Olivia Burns.
Oh, this is a pitch that's right down the middle. I think that she just challenged her, and McCleskey just missed it. That's a huge strikeout. You're right about that for Olivia. That could be the difference in her staying in the game and finishing this inning, or her being pulled and ICC having to get deeper into their bullpen, as I think we're going to get a pinch hitter at the plate now.
Someone coming in for Sarah Brock.
Angel Guyton, number 10.
Angel Guyton.
So Guyton will come into bat. She's actually someone near here. She's from Smithville. But Coach Kurt's going to come out and talk to his team here on the infield. So we're going to take the break with them. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to restart the bottom of the fourth inning. There's one out. Runners on second and third here for Jones. This is Guyton at the plate. That pitch in the dirt gets away and actually Boy, the Indians caught a break there as it bounced off the foot of the home plate umpire after Conley went to her knees to try to block it up. Wouldn't have been able to chase that one down if it got away any further. So a big-time break there for the Indians. Good job by Burns, recognizing that, quickly scampering home just in case there was a play at the plate. And again, another pitch in the dirt. This one gets away. Runner will not go.
A little surprised that she's trying to go with all speed to open this at bat. Guyton hits 240. This will be her 51st at bat of the year. Would have thought maybe you try to come inside with that fastball. You try to get her to roll over to the left side and see if you can cut the run down at home. Best case scenario for Jones would be just to get an out.
Fastball right down the middle for strike one. 2-1 now is the count with one out here. Guyton, the number 9 batter. Then we go back to the top of the lineup in Lofton, who is 0 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, this is where you really got to get her here if you're Olivia. You can't have the bases loaded to give up anything else at the top of that order.
And that pitch up high for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. Good looking pitch there, just a little too up for the umpire's liking.
And you're looking now at a 3-ball, 1-strike count. I think obviously if you're Guyton, you can be really selective here.
So the 3-1 offering. And ball 4.
Well, that's about the last thing you want other than obviously a big-time base hit. And so now you're going to get a runner, I think, for Guyton.
Then maybe sending Brock back into the contest here.
That's exactly what they're going to do. So they're going to send Brock out there. So she comes out to hit. You get a walk out of this. Now the base is loaded, 1 out. You got the top of the order up. And this is where, if you're Jones, you have got to come up with a couple of runs and really feel like you can step your foot on the throat. With the way Carly Perk is pitching, ICC struggled a little bit. Now, we talk about that ICC offense. They certainly can score in bunches, so the game's not over even if you pick up a couple more runs. But the way she's pitching right now, you feel awfully good if you can pick up another couple of runs. If you're Olivia, you minimize. If you get out of this only even giving up just 1 more run, you feel like it's a big win. To only be down 2-0, and you got 9 outs left.
Coach Kirk making the slow roll out of the circle right now, so we may be having a change. So we're going to take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. And for ICC, it looks like this is going to be Macy Cox coming in to take the circle to replace Olivia Burns.
Macy on the year making her 20th appearance. She's 2-2. She does have 2 saves, 39 in the 3rd innings pitched, 46 hits, 18 runs, 16 earned, 4 walks, 22 strikeouts. She's given up 2 home runs on the season and has an ERA of 2.85. So she's been pretty good this year. Obviously doesn't have as many innings because of how good Burns and Springfield have been. So she gets to go from first base into the circle, and Olivia just didn't really have, as we talked about, a lot of her best stuff today, and leaves with the bases loaded and 1 run already in.
We're going to take a quick break and hear from Sonic. Back with more right after this.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back now as Macy Cox will be greeted by Lofton, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Jones, well, they cooking with grease right now. Bases loaded with only 1 out in the inning. ICC, boy, it would be a big time for that Little Caesars double play as that first pitch from Cox paints that outside corner for a strike. Lofton grounded back to the pitcher in her last at bat, struck out swinging in her first. So 0-1 is the count, 1 out, bases loaded. Change up outside for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. So Macy coming into a pretty tough situation, Jeremy.
Doesn't get any tougher than this with the bases loaded and 1 out. And you got the top of the order of a team that hits about 360 on the season.
So 1-1 is the count with 1 out. That pitch Finds that outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2 now is the count.
You may see Macy be a little bit the opposite of Olivia. Olivia had all of her success going into the righties. A couple of Macy's pitches that have been called for strikes have gone away. So if you're Jones, you have to make that quick adjustment and say, okay, maybe we eliminate middle third when we face Macy Cox instead of middle away when we face Olivia Burns.
Outside pitch. Nice job by Conley to go out and get that one.
But you can't, at the point, if you're Jones right here, if you're Lofton, you just got to hang and hang and hang. You got speed on the base paths all together. You just got to put this in play. Already a strikeout in the inning if you're Jones. You can't have another one.
So 2-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Change up. Waited on it. And it's going to go foul. Ooh, a big time break there as that one went down that right field line. Jeremy with the speed of Lofton. That one could have been trouble.
It would have been real trouble. And a good job, again, being able to recognize the pitch. We've seen it a couple of times from Jones in this inning. They didn't recognize changeup, waited on it, hammered it to left field, drove in the run. Lofton did a good job recognizing that, waiting on it. Now hit it foul. They got a lot of it.
So 2-2 is the count. This one popped up deep left field. Hannah's going to camp underneath it, and they're going to throw it to third, so they're going to surrender the run. Nice job on the sacrifice fly.
If I were ICC, I would throw back. I thought she may have left a little bit early. Yes, she absolutely left early. You've got to throw back. You see that on the replay. If they throw back here, they might be able to pick up. They may be able to pick up an out here if they will throw back. I don't know if Coach Kurt recognizes this. If it stands, obviously it's 2-0. I don't know. Once a pitch is thrown, that's going to be it. And they're not going to be able to do it now. You could see on the replay, she clearly left early, and that's a big break there for Jones. Now, if you're ICC, you get the out. It's 2 outs in the inning, but you're down 2-0, and you can't give Jones any more in this inning.
So that sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU Foul Ball.
Just a little surprised. I don't know if Coach Kirk just didn't see that. Obviously, it's a little easy to see kind of from where we are versus that dugout over there on the right side. But no question, runner left early would have been a double play, and Jones would have only gotten 1 run in this inning. But now if you're ICC, especially if you're Macy, now you get that out, you can relax just a tad, but you got to make sure you minimize and don't allow any more runs in this inning.
That pitch missing outside, 4 ball. Just now getting started down in Raymond between ICC and Hines in baseball. No score. 1-2. So Macy Cox pitches that one inside. Oh, nice play by Coach over on the side to scoop that one up and toss it back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. That pitch on the outside corner, missing. And yes, it is 2-0. Thank you, Jeremy.
Just here to help and serve.
Good job. 2-0 is your score. 2-2 with 2 outs. And another one fouled off. So a nice at bat right now. Going for Taylor Murray.
She's a team leader in home runs and RBIs. She's got 1 hanging out there at second base. And really and truly, if you're ICC, I know giving up 2 runs, obviously not what you want to do, but given that Jones has had a bunch of base runners in this inning, if you only give up 2, that is a real big win. Now, obviously, Carly Perk is pitching extremely well, and you've got to somehow find a way to get to her. But 2 is not insurmountable with the way this offense has exploded all year.
This pitch foul straight back in your living room, so Murray doing a great job battling in this one. She's 0 for 1 today with the walk. She did strike out. That was the second out of the first inning. Jones trying to tack on some more runs here. Runner at second and first with 2 outs here in the inning. Macy Cox. Burns has moved over to first. That pitch outside for a ball.
But now you're going to get 3 and 2 with 2 outs. Everybody's going to be taking off on the pitch, and this is really dangerous because not only do you have the heart of this lineup coming up, but if you make a mistake with the way Murray hits and the fact that she's got the leader in home runs and RBIs, you could really get one in the gap, and it could be trouble for ICC.
3-2 pitch coming, and it was up high, and now the bases are loaded once again. Big inning here for Jones.
Well, now you bring up Emily Robinson, who hits .424. She's got 56 RBIs, and this is what we talked about. You give up 2 runs in this inning. Considering all the base runners, that's not really the end of the world. You sort of feel fortunate to give only 1 with the bases loaded and 1 out. But now you get the bases loaded again for the heart of the order, and this is where it could really fall by the wayside if you're ICC. You're hanging on here, and you give up a couple more runs, and it really becomes trouble.
That pitch missing low inside for a ball. Well, the good thing for this, the loser of this game does go on to play again at 5 o'clock. Of course, this one's far from over right now, but that will be the second elimination game. The winner today is done for the day as they'll move to Monday's championship game, and they'll have to be defeated twice to lose that championship, as that pitch right down the middle for a strike. So 1-1 is the count. 2-0 is the score. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bases loaded here for Jones. Trying to keep that merry-go-round a spinning here. Macy trying to find her way out of this inning. That pitch up high, 2-1 now goes the count.
There's just nowhere to put her to. You're not going to be able to be careful. You're going to have to come with something. You certainly don't want to go 3-1. So if you're Robinson, you sit dead red fastball and you look to hammer it to the gap. Huge one out there in right center. As Childs is basically shaded over there to left field.
And this pitch fouled out of play.
She just missed it. Simply just missed it. That was her pitch to hit. It was 2-1, maybe a little bit more towards middle away, but she just simply didn't get on it. Was late, and a break there. And now, if you're Macy Cox, 2-2 pitch, this is where you got to go get her. This is the action pitch where you've got to go be aggressive and try to get that strikeout.
2-2 pitch coming. Ground ball to the second baseman. Scooped up, and the throw over in time to get the Indians out of the inning. But it was a big inning there for Jones County as they take a 2-0 lead. And as you said it, Jeremy, we'll keep it here and kind of talk amongst ourselves right now and look back at some of the replays from earlier in the game. But as you said it, those 2 runs with the way Perk has been pitching today could be all Jones needs.
They could be, and certainly that will look back at the end of this one and talk about this inning for a couple reasons. One, Jones took a 2-0 lead, but they had bases loaded, 1 out, got a sac fly out of it, bases loaded, 2 out, and got a grounded out of it. Really good pitching by Macy Cox to be able to come in and get those 2 outs. That's a dangerous hitter that she just got to ground out weakly to second base. We'll see if that ends up becoming a big play where you look back and say, boy, if Jones maybe gets another run or 2, maybe they put it away. Instead, if you're ICC, you look and go, okay, look, we're down by 2. We've got 9 outs to work with. We've hit well all season long. We know Perk is pitching really well, but we've seen her before. And you get that lineup now second time, maybe third time through, and they start to make some of these adjustments. You're going to be in a situation where if you're ICC, you get a little bit more comfortable at the plate. And Perk is also not pitching about 30 minutes real time, and that sometimes has an adverse effect. You want your team to score a bunch of runs, but she's been in such great rhythm that you sit up there for 30 minutes and watch. So all of a sudden, maybe you're not quite as loose. You don't have as much rhythm and flow. Maybe the Indians can take advantage of that.
We do got to give a couple of quick shout-outs. Got a couple of former Indians watching. Mamie Hollenhead and Alex Brown tuning in here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Remind you the game coming up next will be between East Central and Pearl River. That'll be the first elimination game of the tournament. The winner of that game will face the loser of this game at 5 o'clock here in Fulton on Let'sGoICCTV.com as we're wrapping up some of the highlights here in between the inning and getting set to go here back in Fulton. 2-0 your score. Jones County with the lead. And for ICC, it's going to be the 7, 8, 9 batters. It's going to be Hannah Williams, Olivia Burns, and I believe Vasquez due up here for the Indians.
Number 10,
Hannah
Williams.
Put it simple, the Indians got to start putting the bat on the ball.
Yeah, no question about that. It don't really have a lot of quality at bats, particularly last couple of innings. Speaks to how good Perk has been.
And Perk, once again, just doing a beautiful job throwing that first pitch for strikes.
Yeah, when you do that, you get into a rhythm, just puts the batter on the defensive, and that's what I talked about. Maybe you got to be a little more aggressive with that first pitch if you're ICC second time through the order.
That pitch up just a little bit. 1-1 now is the count. We do want to say a special hello to those watching in support of Jones County this afternoon. If you're looking for ICC baseball, it's on Hines channel. You can actually access that on letsgoicc.com. You go to the schedule page or the home page. You'll see the links there. We do have those available on the letsgoicc.com. We'll try to give you some scoreboard updates on that throughout the afternoon. And there's going to be a shot right up the middle. Nicely done that time to start the inning for the Indians.
And that you look at Perk here. Pitch is supposed to be outside corner. You look where the glove for Denton reaches right back over the heart of the plate. Just missed her spot. Anna Williams did a good job to be able to get on that and rip it right back up the box. So a mistake pitch becomes a base hit for ICC, and that's what you've got to do if you're the Indians. You've got to be able to take advantage of some of those mistakes Perk does make when she makes them. A lot of pitches for hers are in the zone. She could certainly pitch to contact, and a good start for the Indians here in the 5th inning.
Well, the new runner into the game here for the Indians, this is going to be Haley Reed, a.k.a. Boots, coming into the contest here to run for the Indians, trying to get a little bit more speed on the bases here. Indians trail at 2-0, no outs. We're in the top of the 5th inning, game 1 of 3 this afternoon here in the MACJC State Tournament. Now this is Olivia Burns at the plate. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it back, out of play for strike 1. So Burns in her first at bat popped up to first in the 2nd inning. Could really help out her cause, even though she's no longer in the circle, can kind of give herself off the hook if she can keep the bat swinging here. Beautiful pitch on that outside corner. ICC fans, Boo Birds break out on that one.
Yeah, pitch definitely on the outside part of the plate, and ICC folks sitting right behind home plate didn't like it. It's because that pitch has not been called a strike a lot today, but when Perk is pitching as well, you're sometimes going to get the extended strike zone.
Sets up on that way outside corner to the catcher that time. Good job by Burns, just finding a piece of that one.
And, Olivia, I think she just felt like she had to hack at it because you don't know. The pitch was definitely not in the strike zone, but felt like she had to put something on it to try to stay inside the at-bat.
So the 0-2 pitch coming. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. Boy, that was ugly. But he called it strike 3?
Called it strike 3, and I don't know. I think Coach Kirk's going to have a conversation now with the home plate umpire. I don't really know. I don't think either one of those pitches were strikes. Certainly not that 1-2 pitch. That was a good foot outside. They worked out. If you're Jones, you get it out. It works like a sacrifice. You get it out, but you at least get the runner into scoring position. So that's certainly a positive for the Indians. But this strike zone has really expanded over the last inning or so. I understand Perk's pitching well. She may get an inch or two, but not a foot outside. And that's what we saw in that last pitch.
So a stolen base for Boots. And now this is going to be Vasquez at the plate. JoJo grounded out to the shortstop. Swings on this one, fouls out of play for strike 2. And once again, Perk doing a beautiful job getting ahead of batters early.
Yeah, she does a good job getting strike 1. And the batters kind of get defensive. And then she's got a lot of pitches that she can throw. She's got a lot of movement, particularly the righties away. That's where she's lived. And now as you get ahead 0-2, you can really throw anything.
That pitch up for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss. 1-2 now.
But you get into a situation, though, sometimes where you waste a pitch so much that 0-2 automatically becomes 1-2, and then the batter at least can relax a little bit. She hasn't tried to bust the righties in as much. Doesn't look like she's coming in either.
There's a dribbler over to second. The toss is over in time for the second out of the inning. The runner does advance to third, so now for ICC, it's going to be all about 2-out hitting.
It will be. Good job by Callie Venable. That took a little bit of an awkward hop late. She stayed down on it, was able to catch it. So the positive for the Indians, it does move the runner to third base, and so now you don't have to necessarily have a base hit. An error or wild pitch pass ball could score a run, but you're right, though. The Indians are going to come back. They're going to have a big 2-out hit. You get to the top of the order, third time through. This is where they've got to start to really produce.
And that pitch called a strike on that outside corner. This is Corey Childs at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Corey were to reach, and it'll be Meg Sullivan due up next here for the Indians. Corey can't catch up with the rise ball. Perk is just, she's dealing today.
She is. She's absolutely had her best of. She wasn't at her best against Pearl River after the first couple of innings. They got to her a little bit. She seems to have found her rhythm here this afternoon.
And that pitch, beautiful. Got that strike three swinging, and it was a big one there. Catcher set up outside. You saw it drift back in. Just look at this. That's just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, definitely catches the outside corner for Childs. You got to hack at that. It's too close to take. Perk's going to get that pitch anyway, and a good job to get out of that, giving up nothing.
So we will go to the bottom of the fifth, and it's 2-0. Jones back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set now to move to the bottom of the fifth inning. And Haley Reed has moved out to left field here in the bottom of the fifth. That's a choice pond position change. Jones picks up 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth. And Jeremy, I'm going to be a little honest with you. The Indians lucky it wasn't more than just 2.
Sure, no question about that. Jones had the bases loaded with 1 out, got a sac fly. Bases loaded with 2 outs for their RBI leader, and got a ground out. Good pitching by Macy Cox. Some fortunate at-bats that went ICC's way, but you certainly got to keep them at 2, though, if you're Macy Cox. That's the charge here.
Grounder right up the middle. Shortstop gets it, throws over in time for the putout. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pitcher's best friend.
You better believe that. And that's what the Indians need. I mean, Burns labored through a lot of pitches, and you have to think about it. I mean, it has to cross your mind, too. If you do lose, you got 6 outs left. If you do lose, how do you set your pitching rotation for game 2? And that's something to think about. You don't want to burn a lot of pitchers here in game number 1.
So with 1 out in the inning, nobody on, this is now going to be Hallie Donnell at the plate. Takes that pitch for a ball. You and I both thought that was a strike.
Thought that was a strike as well.
So the strike zone has most definitely changed here late in the contest. Scoreboard update, Indians go 3 up, 3 down to open game 1 against Hines. That's in Raymond. That's over on, I think it's like HinesCCSports.com/channel_1. It's on Let'sGoICC.com if you want to find that baseball game there if you're looking for it here on the red channel. 1-1 is the count. This pitch fouled off out of play, and 1-2 now will go the count here.
Well, a really good pitch, outer half of the plate, and Hallie Donald did just enough to get a piece of that one. Had some real late movement, and boy, Coach Robinson's going to say that one hit the glove of
I'm going to try to say
the catcher's
catch interference.
Yeah, didn't see that one. He's at least going to get the umpires to talk about it. The Jones first base umpire thought the same thing too, and I think they're just going to say, look, we didn't see it. I didn't see it either, but it never hurts to check.
I think it's one of those where deep in the game, just a little gamesmanship. Make them think about it. I I don't think it did that time. I think it was just the fact that she caught it on the very edge of the bat that made it sound funky in that sense. So 1-2 is the count. Ground ball, shortstop, got it. Throw over is in time for the putout for out number 2.
Really good play by Bailey Springfield because that ball took a little bit of an awkward hop as well, and she was able to stay down on it, concentrate, and able to glove it and throw over. And this is exactly what ICC needs. They need a quick inning to get right back to the plate, try to put some pressure on Carly Perk, who has just not had to deal with very much of it over the last few innings. And never easy, always difficult to get a 1-2-3 inning against this lineup, but Macy Cox is a pitch away from doing it.
That pitch outside corner for a strike. Once again, that corner was not there through the first 3 innings of play.
No, it was not. And I think this was frustrating for coaches and fans alike, and for us too up here is see that strike zone change a little bit.
There's about a foot worth of change right now. Ground ball, and it's going to find its way through a base hit there. Then it gets away from the outfielder. So now Jones with an opportunity here. And now they're going to try to go 3. And they're going to get it. Tough play there for the Indians. Let's go back and look that on the Little Caesars instant replay. It for sure will go for a single, then a 2-base error.
Well, and you certainly, it was innocent enough, just a good piece of hitting, a base hit to the left side, and unfortunately Reed comes up with it, lets it get underneath her glove, and that's what we talked about. In this game, with this magnitude, plays like that, if you just take your eye off the ball and you don't get down on it enough, that can really hurt you. Now, the one good thing for ICC is that occurred with nobody on base and there are 2 outs in the inning, so you can get out of this without giving up anything, but obviously that is a big-time play there, and Jones gets a run. That really puts ICC behind the 8 ball.
And there's going to be a shot, and that's going to be it. Jeremy, you talked about it. That error coming back to haunt the Indians, and ICC now finds himself in a 3-0 hole.
How about Faith Denton? I mean, what a good piece of hitting. That's her 3rd hit of the day. She's got 2 RBIs now. Took the first pitch she saw, breaking ball, had some late movement, got it right back up the box. That's where you know when you really hit it well, and that error now comes back to haunt the Indians. Look like we're going to get an easy inning out of it, and we're going to see if Jones can end up closing this thing out. Only up 2 runs. Now you get that extra insurance run, and certainly nobody feels worse than Reed out there in left field. But if you're AC Cox, you just got to try and shake it off and keep this game now at 3-0.
And now, Jeremy, let's put on our Jones County hats because we are broadcasting this for everybody.
Sure.
On the other hand, if you're Jones, great job of taking advantage of that error because that's what good teams do. Yeah. You make the mistake, they make you pay.
Yeah, look, you're 44-3. You've obviously done a good job doing pretty much everything. And that's what you – but it all starts, though, too, with, just the idea that you put the ball in play and you get a base hit to left. If you just give up on the inning because, 2 outs, somebody on base, Perk is dealing, we're just going to ride her. But you get a base hit out there, then you get fortunate that an error occurs. You get to 3rd, and then you're able to take advantage of it with a base hit. You're right. That's what the great teams do. And Jones does it just about as good as anybody, and that's why they're number 3 and number 4 in the country and only have 3 losses on the year.
This is Bailey Gilbert now at the plate here for Jones County, a runner at first with 2 outs in the inning. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball, and I think that really what hurts more, Jeremy, is the fact that, yes, they came up once again, got a 2-out hit, but then that error with 2 outs and then another 2-out hit right behind it just make that could be a deflator for the Indians.
No, it's a huge deflator because you look at Carly Perk and you think, my gosh, we can't do anything. Yeah, we got a hit here, a hit there, but we haven't been able to string anything together. We haven't been able to really look like we got our timing down on her, and so now at 3-0 feels like it might as well be 5 or 6-0 at this point.
This pitch fouled straight back out of play. 1-2 now. Will go the count on Gilbert.
But in tournament time, you always have somebody step up that maybe you weren't thinking. And Faith Denton on the year 319, she's certainly done a good job behind the plate. Not a shabby hitter at all, but comes up with 3 hits today, a couple of runs batted in, and you're thinking, well, it's just going to be Murray, it's going to be Robinson, it's going to be Lofton, and they've actually been a little more quiet.
And that wild pitch will allow the runner to go to second. And when it rains, it pours, and right now it's pouring on the Indians. Kudos to Jones, though. They're causing the storm.
They are, and Macy Cox, her task is just to try to keep everything where it is, but as a pitcher, look, you get frustrated, you get a little deflated out there when you've made some good pitches and Your defense lets you down, and all of a sudden then you make the mistake and throw a wild pitch, and it compounds everything, and another RBI chance for the Bobcats.
And there's strike three, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Macy Cox. Inside corner was a beauty, and that got him out of the inning with only minimum damage done. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. ICC's got to find some bats as we move to the top of the 6th. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus. What? You need a hot grill and an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the 6th inning, ICC trailing 3-0 here to Jones County in the first game of the afternoon here. 3 scheduled to come your way in the MACJC tournament. The winner of this game will advance on to the championship game Monday at 1. The loser will play again today at 5 against the winner between East Central and Pearl River coming up next. Meg Sullivan to lead us off here, takes that first pitch across for a strike.
So this is 2-3-4 for the Indians. This is where you got to get going. 3rd time through the lineup now. They've seen Carly Perk before, obviously saw her in the regular season. This is where you got to make a little bit of a charge here if you're the Indians.
And Sullivan takes that pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs is Sullivan leading us off here. 2-3-4 batters due up for the Indians. Sullivan fouls this one back out of play. And 1-2 now goes the count.
Berg just staying aggressive. She's coming right at these hitters, attacking pitches with velocity in the strike zone. The Indians just did not be able to get on top of it at all. Couple of hits, nothing more for ICC.
So the 1-2 pitch coming. Ooh, borderline pitch up and out a little bit that time. 2-2 now goes the count.
Good take there by Sullivan. She handled the bat really well this year. Only 2 strikeouts coming into the game all season long.
And this one lifted.
It's going to drop.
And no, what a play out there in left. I was with you, Jeremy. I thought that one was going to drop, but a big-time play out there in left field to rob a hit of Meg Sullivan, and that's just been the way it's going for the Indians and the way it's going for Jones County.
It's a really good play. The reason I thought it was going to drop it because Sarah Brock didn't get the best read off the ball. I thought at first she took a step back and I thought, well, it's going to cost her. She's going to let it drop it right in front of her, but she dives for it, makes a beautiful, spectacular catch. And you mentioned it. That's what you have when you have really good pitching. Your defense picks you up behind you. You know, really tough to beat that if you're ICC. And what would have been certainly a leadoff single, maybe even a double.
That pitch outside for a ball, 1-1.
Becomes out number 1, and you got nobody on base. And you're right, that's kind of the day it's been. You give Jones credit. They've been awesome defensively. Carly Perk has been terrific in the circle.
And that pitch, a beauty across for a strike.
Samantha Conley just, it's a pitch right down the middle. Just not really have a real good feel for everything. And that's unfortunate.
This is going to be over the head of the shortstop. A base hit there for Conley.
Well, how big now is that diving catch, because if that's a base hit, then Samantha Conley gets a base hit, and all of a sudden you've got first and second, nobody out. You bring the tying run to the plate for Mackenzie Piper, who's been outstanding this year. Instead, it's only a one-out single. If you're Carly Perk, you're thinking no big deal, we're okay. But that's what you got to have. You got to have some quality at bats and try to string them together for the Indians.
So 1 out in the inning now. Runner at first, and this is Piper, who is 1 for 2 at the plate, playing in right field. Takes that first pitch across for a strike, and Jeremy, I know I'm going to sound like I'm just repeating myself over and over and over again, but it is worth noting that Carly Perk has done an outstanding job throwing those first pitches for strike, getting ahead of batters early.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds simple. You just say throw strikes, but that's really what she's done, and she's done it extremely well. And you're in a situation where, now if you're ICC, we talked about it, you may have to be a little bit more aggressive, because she's going to start you off with strike one, but they've still maintained that same approach. They want to try to work the count and get her mistake pitch.
So 1-1 is the count now. 1 out, runner on first. ICC trailing 3-0. Check swing, and it's going to be a slow roller to the second baseman for the out. Runner does advance on the play, but more importantly now for Jones, 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and certainly that's a big win there for the Bobcats. And excuse me, swing with one of your better hitters. And now if you're Perk, you're thinking, hey, look, ignore the runner out there at second base. I'm 1 pitch away from getting out of this unscathed. And you sort of, you hate to look back, but you think, boy, if that leadoff single happens, that's second and third with 1 out, and the base hit makes it a 1-run game, and you're right back in this. Now you got to have a couple of 2-out hits in order to feel like you're right back in it.
That first pitch across for a strike to Macy Cox. Macy 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout to end the first, trying to avoid that here in the top of the 6th. Beautiful pitch, just a little bit too outside for the umpire's liking. So 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Runner on second has Samantha Conley. That pitch, a beauty, across for a strike. I'll tell you, Perk, she has set up camp on that outside corner.
It's been amazing how she's been able to hit that spot just about every single time.
Outside, not a bad spot to miss that time, 2-2.
And even when she does miss the strike zone, she's hitting her spots, and that's when she's really got a good sense of what she wants to do.
Bailey Springfield on deck if Cox finds a way on. 2-2 pitch coming. This pitch foul back, and we'll do it all over again. Remind you to stay tuned. We'll break away at the conclusion of the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Come back in about 20 to 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game with Game 2 this afternoon between East Central and Pearl River. That will be an elimination game. 2-2 is the count. 3-0 is the lead for Jones. This pitch fouled out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2 once again. Nice job by Macy battling at the plate.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Pitches on the outside corner, you just have to foul pitches off and stay alive. And you hope she makes a mistake. She doesn't really come inside a lot to the lefties today. She's been more on the outside corner. Looks like it's going to be the same again.
And that one's going to be fouled off. Good job going with the pitch that time, just finding a piece of it to keep that bat alive.
Macy handles the bat really well. 13 walks this season, only 3 strikeouts coming in. It's .350, so obviously a really good hitter from that left side. But facing a pitcher in Carly Perk who's been outstanding today and needs just 4 more outs to get her team into the winner's circle.
2-2 pitch coming. And they're going to say she went. Yes, she did. Strike 3, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout.
So that's what we talked about with Perk. You'll see Macy Cox absolutely went on this one. Pitch on the outside corner, just some late movement. And with how good she's pitched on that corner, left-handed batter is just certainly trying to hold up but can't. Another strikeout and another 0 put up by Carly Perk.
Perk has been impressive. Jones leads it 3-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
When I was looking for a college back in the day, I'm from Amory, Mississippi, just 30 minutes down the road, and I'm a homebody, and I had to commute, and I said, I need to go to a college that's not too far from home. And I heard of ICC. And once I stepped on campus, I knew this is the junior college I need to be at. I didn't think of another college. I said, this is it. When I stepped on campus, the atmosphere, it just was drawn to me, and I felt like this is where I belong. I belong here at Itawamba Community College because at that moment, I knew This is the best junior college on the planet. This is where I need to be. This is where I was planted. And that's why I am what I am today, because of Itawamba Community College.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We move now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's been all Jones today. They lead it 3-0. Looking to add to that lead here and advance to the championship game on Monday. And we talked about all Jones. We've been singing the praises of Carly Perk, but one player that we haven't talked much about has been the catcher, Faith Denton, today. One reason why is we only get a chance to talk about her when she's at the plate, but Faith, 3 for 3 with a triple, 2 singles, and a pair of RBIs. Doing work, kid.
About as good as it gets, huh?
Yeah. That pitch going to miss low and outside for a ball. This is going to be the 9-1. 2 batters due up, and I believe this is going to be Sarah Brock back at the plate after Guyton batted for her in the previous at-bat. Shows bunt, lays it down, it goes foul.
And she made that great diving catch to begin the top of the 6th inning. That really, if you're into that sort of just, man, it's just not our well, in this case for ICC, you want to say it's not our game.
Yeah.
So if you lose, you have a chance to make it your day. But, we talked about that. If that catch is not made, if she doesn't dive and extend and catch that, it's a leadoff single. Then Samantha Conley gets a leadoff single. All of a sudden, it's first and second, nobody out. There's some energy and life. But Brock just pretty much crushed that with one diving catch in the top of the 6th inning.
And you look back, you go back and kind of use the East Central game last night against Jones, for example. And that's good teams get good breaks. Jones, if the girl from East Central makes the play and catches it and robs the home run, 2 runs off the board. Could be East Central ICC playing now. Jones comes out, makes the defensive play as that pitch goes for a ball. So, I mean, this is just Jones making the plays, getting the breaks when they need them the most.
Yeah, you're thinking about it. I mean, you're right. We and you and I talked a lot just off the air, even yesterday, about that play on Thursday and how we were going to be talking about that maybe the whole tournament. And, but that's what happens when you're this good and you've won this many games. You're going to get those breaks, no doubt.
That pitch, maybe a courtesy pitch there for the Indians. Looked to be off the plate, but called a strike. 3-2 now goes the count here on Sarah Brock, the left fielder. She is 0 for 1 today, was called out after making contact with the ball out of the batter's box. This ball is slapped out of play and will stay at 3-2. So the Indians need to try to get a 3-up, 3-down inning here, and then they'll be down to their final 3 outs in the contest. 3-0 is the lead here. Jones has been impressive. And they were going to come in with a little extra motivation. They got swept at Jones by ICC. ICC's actually won 3 out of the last 4 against Jones. As this pitch is popped up, it's going to get out of play. So Jones has probably had that all over the will and board. Coach has been talking to him all week about it as well.
Yeah, and obviously, too, we keep mentioning it, 44-3. Well, 2 of their 3 losses are to this team. So you're in a situation where you go, hey, look, I mean, this 67% of our losses are to this team this year, which is a crazy stat to think about. But that's the case right now for the Bobcats.
This pitch foul straight back into your living room. Jeremy jumps out of his skin, and we stay at 3-2.
No matter how many times I sit behind home plate and do these ball games, you get a ball that goes right there to the net, you just kind of flinch a little bit.
So the count is 3-2, no outs, as Brock is leading us off here in the bottom of the 6th. Jones trying to pick up some insurance runs here. This pitch fouled back, and Brock doing an excellent job keeping this at-bat alive here, Jeremy.
And you're just continuing to frustrate Macy Cox, and that's the name of the game right now if you're at the play. You want to frustrate the pitcher into making a mistake, either in this case to make a pitch outside the zone for ball 4, and you get a leadoff walk, or make a mistake in the zone and you hammer it. That's just the quality at bats, just the name of the game right now if you're Jones.
3-2 pitch is up high for a ball, and that's how you do it. You foul them off, find a way to win the at-bat, and Brock does it there. Quick Bank of Oklahoma scoreboard update. Chris Peete getting the start for the Indians in Game 1 today. And they're scoreless. I believe that is after 2 complete. Yes, it is. So that's ICC and Hines 0-0 after 2 complete in Game 1. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. Well, this is a big game for ICC baseball down at Hines. If they sweep, they get to host the best-of-3 series next Thursday, Friday here in Fulton. If they split or get swept, basically lose one, they will be on the road, but they do know they'll be playing East Central as that bunt attempt is pulled back and taken for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. So ICC baseball, that could be a big difference between those two games there. East Central swept ICC during the regular season, but if you can get them back here in Fulton, it could make some difference.
Always rather play at home, no question about that.
So 2-0 is the count. This is Lofton, who is 0 for 2 on the day. She does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Time is taken, and Coach Kirk's wanting to come out and talk to his Indians in this situation here. Let's keep it here. We'll kind of preview the next game. We're actually going to have a pitching change, so we'll take a break and come back and look at our new pitcher right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. This is going to be Mackenzie Toombs coming in to pitch, the freshman out of Ackerman.
Mackenzie making her 9th appearance of the year. She's got 9 innings pitched, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, couple of strikeouts. She's given up a home run, has a 1.56 ERA. And you may be asking yourself, well, why are you going to throw somebody that has so few appearances and so little innings pitched? And I think, Coach Kirk's looking at this now, big picture. I mean, let's be frank. You're down by 3. You have 3 outs to work with. Nobody's saying the Indians can't win and get 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning and extend this, or maybe get 4 and close it out in the 7th. But I think you have to play the odds. You have to say, okay, look, it's much more likely we're going to be playing in about 3 hours than it is we're going to be playing tomorrow, having to be beaten twice. So you say, okay, look, we're going to save Olivia. We haven't thrown Bailey at all, but imagine you're going to see Bailey Springfield in Game 2 for the Indians today. You need Macy Cox, you need Olivia Burns to help pitch and keep your season going. I don't blame Coach Kirk at all for this.
Bunt is laid down. It's foul. So that goes for a strike. We'll see what the count is here from the home plate umpire. 2-1 is the count. Here on Lofton, the very speedy Lofton. That's Sarah Brock over at first base. She does belong to Macy Cox. Bunt is laid down. It's a beauty. Only one play, and that's going to be over to first, and it's in time. Good play. Is that Vasquez coming over to get the out? It was
Vasquez, and she threw a bullet over there to first base, and a good job by Madison Carnes out there at second base to cover. The throw was a little bit into the base runner Lofton, and Carnes was able to glove it and hang on to it because there was some contact there between Lofton and Carnes with Carnes' glove, and she was able to hang on to it, show the umpire that's a huge out. Does move the runner, but if you're ICC, you do your job and get that out.
It's another ICC Baptist Student Union sacrifice bunt, the second of the game we've seen this afternoon, or second sacrifice, we should say, and both of those have been successfully executed by Lofton.
You get Murray and Robinson back-to-back, and all they've done is drive in 59 and 56 runs. So you're trying to just get an insurance run here. If you're Coach Robinson, you just play to get one, make it a 4-run game. Grand Slam doesn't beat you.
Of course, talking about that insurance run, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, give Joey a call or stop by and see him there on South Adams Street. Whether it be home, auto, or life, now they got the runner in a rundown. Throw is not going to be in time.
Boy, this is just another one of those mistakes we talked about. It looked as though Sarah Brock was going to be in real trouble, and then all of a sudden she's able to just beat the throw down to third. Indians had not handled some things defensively as well in this first game.
So the runner will advance on the throw. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 3-1 now is the count, and Jeremy, we kind of talked about it. It's just been one of those days for the Indians, but at the same time, business as usual for Jones.
Yeah, they've been really good. They've made all the plays. They've been really good in the field. They just haven't done anything to beat themselves. And the Indians have been beaten today by a really good team, and they've also done some things that are really uncharacteristic. And now,
16,
we talked about those insurance runs, and this is what you get. You get Murray down to first base, who draws a walk. Now you get Robinson with those 56 runs batted in, 424 average coming into today, and she's got a chance to really deliver the knockout punch.
We talk about Murray reaching on the walk. That's the third time today she's drawn a walk.
She's got 33 of them now on the year. Came in with 30 and only struck out 13 times. And that's what's been so impressive. You look at this Jones offense, 173 walks to 109 strikeouts. Indians are a little bit like that too, 116 walks, 90 strikeouts. So both of these teams do a better job of drawing walks than striking out. And Jones has had their fair share of those today.
So Toombs is in the circle here. Pitch is coming, outside corner for a strike, even the count now at 1-1. That's Murray over at first. You've got Brock at third with one out in the inning, 3-0 Jones County. Jones trying to push across that insurance run here. Shows bunt, lays it down, and it goes foul. Smart play there. The squeeze play was executed pretty well. Just could not quite get the bunt laid down.
Yeah, that would have been the fourth run for sure. And we talked about this Jones team, how well they hit. They don't bunt it maybe as much, maybe other than Lofton, but that would have been a perfect bunt. Worked out for the Indians. Good job to let it roll foul. You knew that was gonna have some top spin on it, and did so. Now your Toombs 1-2, go get her.
And this is going to be a flare out to right field. This is going to score a run. One run will score. Are they going to try two? No, they're not. They'll hold the runner at third base, and a big-time hit there for the Bobcats.
And that's what we talked about. That's why you bunt there in that situation. And you let one of your big RBI getters up there at the plate. It's a 1-2 pitch, a mistake. And Toombs leaves in the strike zone. And Emily Robinson just hammers it for her 57th RBI of the year. And we talked about that insurance run. They get one. There's still two out there in scoring position. And Jones has a chance to really run away and hide here with the Indians down to their final 3 outs.
Runner did go to second. Couldn't tell if she advanced on the throw or if it was...
That would have been a double.
A double, yeah. That's what I had it wrote down as.
So if you're scoring, you keep them up with the Sonic stats. Emily Robinson now 22 doubles on the season.
That's what you call getting it done again. That's her second hit of the game. Bunt laid down. They try to toss it home and can't do so. Good effort that time by Vasquez. Knew she only had one play, and that was to flip it up with her glove. Executed perfectly. Couldn't do so, and the run scores again. Jones with the squeeze play.
And that's what you can look for from Jones and a lot of teams. ICC does this too. You get second and third. You want to play some small ball, get the defense moving. Executed perfectly. You add another run. You keep another runner in scoring position. And Venable with a terrific sacrifice, but I'm not sure you could throw that any better if you tried to. And Indians just had nowhere to go with it.
So Jones pouring it on here late. 5-0 now is the lead. That pitch missing for a ball. And 1-0 is the count here. Runners on the corners for Jones, and they put up 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and now 2 in the 6th. India's looking for the exit, and they can't find it.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, if you're Coach Kirk, you give Toombs a chance to pitch. Obviously, we talked about it. You're playing the percentages. Nobody's giving up, but you play the percentages. And you have to think big picture. And unfortunately, she's facing, no doubt, the best lineup she's faced in her young career.
1-1 pitch coming. Oh, outside corner just missing. 2-1 now is the count.
And you're looking at Hallie Donald, and all she does is hit 370. She's got 32 RBIs on the year, and you know, she's got a runner out there at third base, can pick up one as well. Just a really impressive team.
Slow roller is going to go foul. And so now it's 2-2 is the count here to Hallie Donald, the DP. She's 0 for 2 on the day, did reach on an error. Was erased on a Little Caesars double play. She walked her courtesy runner. Was Simone McKinney, came in and scored a run, part of those 2 runs in the 4th inning. That pitch outside corner missing for a ball. So 3-2 now is the count.
So now 3-2, you're going to get Venable probably going to be taken off at first. If your Toombs try to come with something maybe on that inside corner, see if you can get her to roll over.
So 1 out in the inning, and she does swing it ball 4 that time.
She did. Got away with one. That pitch was up and out, up and away. And I don't know if Donald just didn't want to trot down to first base with a walk or if she just thought she needed to protect. But regardless, that worked out for the Indians.
So 3-2 the count, 1 out. Runners on the corners here for Jones. They lead it 5-0. Trying to put this thing to bed late. This pitch pulled foul into the bullpen, and we'll do it all over again. Remind you, stay tuned. Coming up next is going to be EC and Pearl River elimination game. The winner of that game will get the loser from this game, and right now it looks like it's going to be ICC. So 3-2 is the count. 1 out. Runners on the corners. And this one right back up the middle, and it's caught. They're going to try to tag the runner, and it will. Or is it going to say no?
No, she's in.
Well, I was trying to see if they said she caught it or not, but she did catch it as the camera went blurry that time on me.
Well, if you're Hallie Donald, you're doing your job here. It's a pitch down the heart of the plate. You hammer it in the outfield. Good job by Childs to run in. Gives you an idea of the speed she has out there in center, but just not enough on the throw to get it in time to get the runner, Robinson. And Jones, what's a big crooked number up there in this inning.
And there's going to be one that gets through again out to right field, and the hits, they just keep coming.
Well, this lineup, there's no break. We've been talking about it ever since they've started, and that's where you end up seeing this team is 1 through 9. They're as good as it gets, and they've pounded out now over 10 hits on the afternoon. And this is just a team that continues to really put a lot of pressure on you, and Sykes able to rip that one through. You're going to get a courtesy runner for her and another runner in scoring position. They just do a very good job of putting a lot of pressure on you, getting a lot of people on base, and they just kind of come at you in waves and never let up.
So that was the third run of the inning here. Runner coming into the game is number 19. That's going to be Nancy Williams for the Bobcats. So runners on first and second with 2 outs in the inning here. Indians still looking for that exit. This is it going to be Denton coming to the plate? Well, she has been a tough out today. We've talked about her. She's got 3 hits in all 3 appearances. Also, McKenna Sykes, who just had that hit. That was her 3rd hit of the game. So Jones getting it done here in the first game of the day. Leads this one 6-0. That pitch across a fastball for a strike.
Well, now you're back to, as you mentioned, somebody who's had a great day in Faith Denton. I mean, she has been outstanding, and she's been exactly what Jones needed. We talk about all those numbers from everybody else, and she hits .319. That's a really good average, but it sort of looks like, oh, well, she only hits .319, so we can maybe be a little more aggressive with her because how the other, and she's got 3 hits today and been really good, driven in 3 runs, and she got a chance to get another one in there.
So 1-1 is the count here. Toombs is in the circle for the Indians. Pitch in the dirt. Runners will go. Throw down is not in time. Just a little too lazy with the tag that time, and runners will advance on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that must have been it. The throw certainly beat her. I thought Vasquez got the glove down. Perhaps she didn't block the base, and Venable was able to slide through.
So Jones want to make sure that they can get as many runs as they can here, as they know this Indians bats can get fired up. Slow roller, second baseman is going to have to hurry. Throw over in time for the putout to end the inning. But a big inning again for the Bobcats. They score 3 to take a 6-0 lead. Indians down to their final 3 outs of the contest. We're going to take the break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs. Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we head to the top of the 7th inning, ICC down to their final 3 outs of the contest. It'll be 6, 7, 8 batters due up. Springfield, Williams, and Burns for ICC. And Jeremy, not impossible, but highly improbable for the Indians to rally in this one.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. I mean, Carly Perk, even if she were pitching maybe in an average sense, this would be a daunting task.
Yeah.
But the way she's pitched today, this seems almost, as you mentioned, not impossible, but certainly improbable. Indians would have to have an amazing comeback and one for the ages, quite frankly, to force even bottom of the 7th situation. And if you're Carly Perk, you want to keep pitching the way you have. You don't want to mess around. You want to be aggressive, keep attacking in the strike zone, keep doing what you've done for 6 innings, and don't mess around. Don't stay out there longer than you should here in this top of the 7th.
So this is going to be Bailey Springfield to lead things off. Bailey singled back in the 2nd, but was caught stealing, and then popped up to 2nd to end the 4th. So she'll try to start things off here and get the rally started for the Indians. Springfield looks at that first pitch, high for a ball.
I kept talking about Perk not being able to be sort of up and down. She had to wait a lot last couple innings. Well, it didn't really hurt her in the 6th inning. We'll see if it does in the 7th after that big 3-run 6th inning for Jones.
That pitch across for a strike. I tell you what, I believe she signed or either is going to sign with Memphis. Tigers getting a good one.
They got a really good one, no doubt about that. She'll be pitching a lot for the Tigers for sure, and she's got good size, and we talked about that on Friday, that she's pretty tall, and whether it's baseball or softball, you get a tall pitcher, it just looks like the pitch is coming at you faster, and then she's got a lot of velocity anyway, and that's really what I think today has kept ICC off balance.
1-2 pitch coming, and fouled back by Bailey Springfield. You talk about Perk, then Bailey on the other hand, she's got a lot of options on where she can go, some high-level programs next season as well. We imagine we'll see her in the 3rd game this afternoon in that elimination game against either East Central or Pearl River. But Bailey trying to start it now for the Indians. And that's going to be a nice play over at 2nd base for the out. That's just been the day.
It has.
When it's going your way, that drops for a base hit, but when it's going your way, your own defense, well, those just hop in your glove for an easy out.
Yeah, pitch on the outside corner. Bailey does a good job to go the other way with it, but got it off the very end of the bat. If that ball's barreled up, it's a gapper in right center, but instead off the end of the bat, a little looper, and Venable is able to wait on it and catch it. And that's what you want to do too if you're Perk. You want to make quick work of this, get 3 outs, and not stay out there and pitch a lot longer. It's going to be hot today. You want to get on the field, get your win, get off, go relax, stay off your feet, and make sure that you're in a situation where you don't have to stay out there and make this a drama-filled top of the 7th inning.
Well, Hannah Williams will re-enter to bat here. She was replaced defensively by Haley Reed, so she'll re-enter here. She is 1 of 2 on the day. She had a single on her last at bat. Reed, who came in to run for her, stole a base but was left stranded at 2nd. As that pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 is the count. So waiting the pitch here from Perk, and it's going to be low and outside, 3-0. Maybe the first time today she's been behind the count 3-0.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I don't remember at all a chance where she could have walked the batter. And she does on 4 pitches.
That is her first walk today, and Perk maybe feeling a little comfortable with the 6-0 lead. And now this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. We'll probably have a runner come in here for the Indians in this situation to get a little bit more speed on the bases. For Hannah, who is wearing a knee brace, she had an injury last year that sidelined her, and then in the Northwest Series, re-aggravated a knee injury in that game, so she was able to miss about a week, maybe 2. So she will be replaced on the bases by Kelsey Yates, who will come in to run in this situation. So with 1 out in the inning, it's going to be Olivia Burns at the plate. ICC trailing 6-0. And after 3 complete in baseball, ICC is down 3-0 to Hines. And that pitch across for a strike to Burns. That's an a Bank of Oklahoma scoreboard update. Visit bankofoklahoma.com for more information. 0-1 is the count here to Olivia Burns. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Don't know if that was a hit and run situation, but she chased a rise ball well out of the zone for strike 2. 0-2 is the count.
Olivia hasn't seemed as comfortable, especially pitches on that outer portion of the plate. It's almost like she's not sure where the strike zone is. And
there's a slow roller, and Perk is just going to toss it over to first. Thought they might try to turn 2 to end the contest, but score that one 1-3 on the putout of Burns. Now I believe this is going to be Newsom coming to the plate for the Indians.
Yeah, no reason right there to do anything other than just get the sure out. You got 2 down in the inning. You need 1 to finish this off. You got a 6-run lead. Don't try to do too much. Just get that easy out and move along.
And so this is going to be number 22, Shelby Newsom, coming to the plate to bat in place of Vasquez. Runner did advance to second on that ground out, so Newsom will be at the plate.
Shelby Newsom.
So Newsom will try to spark a little 2-out rally here with a pinch hit situation.
Shelby hitting .247 on the year, a home run, 13 RBIs.
Looks at that first pitch across for a strike. I tell you what, when you know you're 1 out away with a 6-0 lead, if you're Perk, you know she's just thinking dial up and blow it by the batters.
Absolutely. Get it in the strike zone, let her put it in play, and let your defense behind you do the work.
And Newsom fouls this one off behind the count now 0-2, so really going to have to protect the plate here. And Newsom about to possibly pull off something that's only been done once this season. We'll talk about that in the Renaissance Bank postgame report. 0-2 is the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. And there's strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout for Carly Perk, and she is pumped up over there on the sidelines, rightfully so.
Yeah, you don't think this one had a little significance? You mentioned it. ICC had beaten them twice, given them 2 of their 3 losses, and they came out and really dominated today. She was outstanding. She was not at her best on Friday, but still pitched really well. Today, she was as good as it gets, and gives you an idea as to why they have been able to have so much success this year with her in the circle.
Well, for the first time this season since February the 23rd, ICC has been held scoreless in a contest. ICC dropped that game 8-0 to Walter State. That makes this shutout in 6 strikeout performance by Perk, which is already impressive, even more so.
It is, and she was good from the get-go. She did a really good job being able to command all of her pitches. She got ahead of almost every single hitter, and when you do that, you're obviously in an advantageous situation. And then even when ICC a couple times did get some hits, they were always just 1-out singles. She never gave up really anything hard to the gap, never gave up anything deep either. And when you pitch like that, you're obviously going to have a real easy day inside the circle, and she did.
Yeah, her defense played well behind her. No errors for them defensively. Let's take a real quick timeout, come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Right after this, ICC falls 6-0 to Jones in the first game of the afternoon.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your first game of the day, Jones County victorious over ICC by the final score of 6-0. We're going to take a look back at some highlights from today's contest. Jeremy, we talked about it. Carly Perk, untouchable for the most part today. Surrendered 6 hits, but got it done in clutch situations. Kept the Indians off the scoreboard. 6-0 the victory.
Yeah, she was as good as it gets, as we talked about. She was aggressive early, got ahead. Had that first inning where she gave up a couple of base runners, and that was pretty much it. Once she got out of that, the Indians really didn't threaten to do anything else the rest of the day. pretty much scattered those 6 hits, never really a chance for the Indians to score at all. And when you get somebody that pitches that way, then obviously it loosens things up for you offensively. Indians made some defensive mistakes, and they just really didn't get a lot of things to go their way, and then Jones was able to take advantage of that. We talked about the error out there in left field, bases loaded. They just put so many base runners on the board, so much pressure on you in the circle, and Olivia Burns, talented as she is, just was not at her best today either, and she really had a tough outing.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats, and let's start with Jones. Keisha Lofton on the day was 0 for 2. She had a sacrifice fly and a sacrifice bunt. She did have an RBI. She did strike out. Taylor Murray was 0 for 1 of the day. She walked 3 times, scored a run. Emily Robinson was 2 for 3. She had a double, an RBI. She also had a single and a walk. Callie Venable, she was 1 for 3 with a single and a strikeout. Hallie Donald on the day was 0 for 2 with the walk. Her courtesy runner, which was number 1, McKinney, came across to score. She also had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. McKenna Sykes was 3 for 4 on the day, 3 triples. Her courtesy runner was number 9, and that was Hasty, who came around to score a run. Sykes did score a run as well. Faith Denton, well, she got it done. She was 3 for 4 on the day. She had a triple, 2 singles, and RBI. Actually, 2 RBIs on the game in that one. Grace McCleskey, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, and it was number 13, Gilbert, 0 for 1 with the strikeout as well. Sarah Brock was 0 for 1 with the walk, and then it was Angel Guyton, who was 0 for 0. She came in and drew a walk.
Yeah.
For ICC, it was Corey Childs, 0 for 3. She had a pair of strikeouts. Meg Sullivan, 0 for 3. Sam Conley was 2 for 3. Mackenzie Piper, 1 for 3. Macy Cox, 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Bailey Springfield was 1 for 3. She was caught stealing. Hannah Williams was 1 for 2. She did have a walk. Then Olivia Burns was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Joanna Vasquez, 0 for 2. Shelby Newsom, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. ICC had 5 runners on the bag, 4 of those left in scoring position. And that's really the tale of the tape today, was the fact that Jones had a lot of 2-out hits, timely hitting that was able to come up. And when you got a 3-4 lineup, you got to have clutch hitting. Jones got it.
They did, and obviously, too, we talked about Burns as not being at her best, but at the same time, when she did make those mistakes, Jones was able to really capitalize. It's such a deep lineup, and today was Faith Denton's day. We mentioned her hitting .319 coming in, only 13 runs batted in, and those 3 hits. It was really, really clutch, and it's a tough lineup to pitch against, and certainly if you're ICC, you hope you get a chance to do that tomorrow. You got to beat them twice. First things first, obviously, you got to win tonight, but this Jones team obviously came to play, and they were really, really good.
Yeah, Jones takes care of business here in Fulton. They win 6-0. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. ICC, no runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. So that's going to do it for the Renaissance Bank postgame report. As we're going to take a break for about the next 20 minutes, we'll have East Central and Pearl River coming your way next year on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That'll be an elimination game. The winner of this game will go on to play ICC in the 5 o'clock game, the second elimination game of the day. We'll take a break and be back right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.